let's just be honest. If I started an ASMR channel, would any of you show up? Because I've been thinking about it. Oh, shit, camera's on. Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Bleakseason. Welcome to the Shadesong, the beginning of the final story arc for Season 2 of Shadesong, a 5-part story called The Vault. We'll be playing for you over the next few weeks, right here on Guild Spirit, because that's what we do. We put on games, and we play them. Sometimes we bake cookies, but you don't get to have any of those, which is very unfortunate for you, because we bake great cookies. Speaking of cookies, I have some very, very sweet, succulent, chocolatey, chippy-filled people here with me tonight playing this particular game. I'd like to introduce them to you. Look at these beautiful faces. Look at them. Don't they just look like chocolate chip cookies? What's up, gang?
What's up?
Not
Hello.
much. Now
And
I want
those intros,
cookies.
eh? Those
Shade
intros,
song.
yeah, I know.
Mhm.
I mean, wanting cookies is my default.
Fair.
I wake up in the middle of the night to want cookies. Because,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, they're cookies. That's why they're called cookies. Nom, nom, nom. Exactly. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for being here with me tonight. One of the screens is empty right now. Miko will be joining us shortly. He aggroed a small child, and, you know, those things are never fun. And so he'll be joining us in a moment, but we will proceed anyways because he told us to. So I would like to introduce to my cast some of these faces you've seen before in Shadesong, old hands. We've been around the block a few times. And another face who is not unfamiliar to you if you've been watching our channel or plenty of other channels, but who will be doing Shadesong for the first time tonight. But we'll see that in a moment. First, the inimitable Beth Masco. How you doing, Beth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty good. I'm excited to
Yeah.
be here for more Shadesong.
More.
Yeah, absolutely. I was thinking about you starting an ASMR channel, and I think it would just be you mimicking like the most guttural shouts from metal songs. Just just like
But
testing
like
it out.
very
and stuff.
low.
Yeah, the
Like that.
deepest you could possibly. Yeah, absolutely.
I can do that. Metal ASMR.
I mean, I'm just saying, think about it. Everything
will.
is content.
Yeah, exactly. I'll write it. I'll write it. I'll write a note here for myself.
I'm glad to be here, though. This is going to be fun. I'm Beth. I can be found doing streams like this and some others. I actually have a game that I'm planning on running coming up. I'm not going to give details yet because I like to keep everyone on the edge. Also, I don't have everything figured out yet. So hopefully by the second session of this Shadesong saga, I will have something for you all. But I am playing Nephra Salt Eyes, who you're going to learn plenty about. I'm really excited for this game. It's going to be good.
And just so you know, Beth, not knowing what the hell I'm doing, what's going on, is how I operate all the time, and I'm doing it, so you don't feel bad about it. You know, it's kind of how we run things here. We're just like, hey, turn the camera on, then we'll sort something out. It's not true.
Perfect.
I'm a huge planner. Thank you so much, Beth. As always, tremendous pleasure to have you here playing with us in any game. You're awesome. We like you. What are you going to do?
Thanks.
That's where we're at with all that. Somebody else who's incredibly awesome that we love playing with all the time. We saw her last Tuesday, being short and pugnacious. Seeing her here tonight, being not so short and pugnacious. It is Shelley, whose mic is working.
It is I.
Hey.
Mic is working. Mic is on. Is this thing on? I can be found, as mentioned, on Tuesdays here, Greyhawk. On Wednesdays, Tithalanos, Pathfinder, a homebrew. And here today and next Thursday, hopefully, and the following one, playing Vorena, Arcadia. Human, thief, very important in stealing things.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how it goes, though. Who knows how competent she is?
You never know. You never know until you try stealing and they catch you and they cut off both your hands.
Yep, then competence factor plummets.
Yeah, and you have to be like my left foot and start learning how to steal with your feet.
Or or buying oranges.
Buying oranges.
Yeah.
It's always
Sniffing,
a good thing.
putting them in your basket.
That's right.
Yeah.
I like that you have a backup plan.
Yeah, always good to have a plan B.
Well, it sounds like you're super busy, so thank you very much for taking the time to hang out here with us again. Always a pleasure to have you in these games. And you and Beth, the last game you played together in Shadesong, were quite a riot together. So the bar has been set pretty high. We'll see if you meet it. You don't have alcohol this time, so we'll see how it works out.
We can always find alcohol.
You can always find
I mean,
alcohol.
Come
Let's
on.
find
It's a
anything.
pirate town. There's got to be rum somewhere. Speaking of pirates, a gentleman and a scholar making his first appearance as Shadesong, but certainly not his first appearance over here on Guildsphere. Dungeon Mr. Ty, the man, the myth, the legend. What's up, Ty? How's it going?
Hello. Glad to be here learning this system.
Mhm.
I feel like a noob. I really do. Some of you may have seen me in my role as the seer playing New of Arden. New of Arden manifests itself here, there, and everywhere. It currently is happening elsewhere on another channel. I can talk about that later, but tonight I'm playing Gerontis. Gerontis is just an industrious sort of fellow. So we don't have too many expectations for Gerontis. We just let him do his thing, and everybody will be fine. And that's what I've got for you right now.
Is that a warning?
Probably to myself.
Okay.
Just a reminder.
I just want to point out to the people who know that Ty's character, Gerontis, the Hero Forge mini, looks accidentally, but very extremely like Michael, a friend of ours who used to play in the Greyhawk game before I came along and before Shelley came along. So it'll be funny. It'll be like having Michael here. Too bad we
I'd like
didn't
to
do
say
him.
that was on purpose, but no.
That wasn't, but it's funny nonetheless. Thank you so much, Ty, for accepting the invitation and coming to play with us. We've been watching each other's streams, and it's a good time to finally get to play with you. And I'm sure in short order, in fact, I know for sure that something's coming up where I'm going to get to make your life miserable as a GM. So,
Let it be.
That's how it goes. Let it be. All right. A couple more shout outs before we dive into this. I'm the Bleakseason on Twitter. You can check out bleakseason.com, my website, where I talk about all these games that I'm running and other games that are coming up. I could not do this alone. I have my trusty sidekick, Andy, pushing some buttons, pulling some levers behind the scene. Trust me, I tried GMing and producing a couple times already, and it's a job and a half. So hats off to anyone who does it. I'm very glad to have Andy taking care of all that good stuff for me here. So thank you very much, Andy. The music you're hearing tonight is from Tabletop Audio. Fantastic site to get all your music needs for your games. You can get all the free stuff on the website, and if you throw in a couple dollars more, you can get onto their Patreon and get tons more variations in their stuff. We love them. We use them all the time. Tonight's game will feature maps by the one and only Solution, making fantasy maps now, not just science fiction maps. So I'll showcase some of his fantasy maps tonight. Check him out on his Patreon. He does absolutely amazing work. He's got two sites, his fantasy site and his science fiction site. He's giving me a bit of a look at some of the stuff that's coming out soon on the fantasy side. Excellent stuff as always. So I look forward to showing you those maps. For Shadesong, which is my own custom world that I created, I used the Dragonbane system, which is a system that Ty was referring to earlier of being in the process of learning. Dragonbane is out as of a couple days ago digitally on Drive-Thru RPG, and it's coming out in hard copy a little later this summer. Fantastic system from Free League Publishing, and I've fallen completely in love with it. I totally love it. Fits the world really well, so you'll get to see some of that tonight. I would like to give a shout out finally to everyone at Guild Superior, everyone hanging out in our Discord, everyone playing games with us, the other producers, DM Dave and Minnesota Muse Ashley, who work on all the stuff behind the scenes with us, and everyone who plays the games. If you want to hang out with us, please check us out. Come by our Discord, check us out on Twitter. Send us a message. We're always looking for people to come and play with, because that's what we like to do. Best way you can support us, by the way, if you like what you're seeing here, hit that follow button. And if you feel so inclined, you can spend a few bits and buy these wonderful players some advantages tonight, which they may not need that much tonight, but definitely by the time this is over, they're going to need a whole bunch of them. I would like to say that you each have one advantage to start with. As always, at the beginning of the game, you always get one advantage. And with all that out of the way, let us dive into this game, The Vault. So this, as I was saying, is going to be the final chapter of Season 2. It will harken back to a lot of events from Season 1 even, and so we're going to try to circle back and make some connections. If you watched the one-shot last week where I killed everyone, including DM Dave and Flan Blackmore currently in chat, and Van Wickman, of course, and Solution, this sort of follows directly from it. So some of the events from that one-shot will sort of play out here, though we are 1,000 years later. We're back in the current time of the game, so about 1,000 years after that one-shot, and a few months after Records of Stars, which was the last 5-parter that we did. Thank you very much, Flan Blackmore, for that awesome advantage that it will use to torture these wonderful players. You are in the city of Segovia. City of Segovia is an interesting city because it is a bit of a pirate port. It is on the east coast, southern east coast of the continent, and it has always been a trade hub for the Imperium. However, a few years ago, the crime syndicate that was really running the city officially took it over, and they succeeded from the Imperium. So now they're their own city-state, run by this syndicate of, import-export companies, which really are pirates. Let's face facts here. A few years ago, there was a bit of a problem in Segovia, and this harkens back to the very beginning of the Shadesong story, where there was an infestation and a plague that arose in the city. Unable to control the spread of the plague, what the city ended up doing was they quarantined the whole northern part of the city. Once we show you the map, you can see what the city looks like, and it's 2 parts of the city on either side of a bay connected by a bridge. They quarantined and locked off the north part of the city so that the plague would be kept there. If you've been following Shadesong, you know that the plague was not a nice plague. It was an irregular plague. It was a plague that created essentially zombie-type creatures. In time, because the number of zombies just kept augmenting, I don't want to call them zombies or call them infected, but in the city, they decided to flood the city. Since they were really close to the ocean, they decided to flood the city to try and get rid of all the undead so they could reclaim the northern part of the city. Of course, the undead don't really care about flooding, so the undead are still around. Unfortunately, it didn't work, but now most of the city is underwater. So that is the situation that we find ourselves in currently in Segovia. When we begin the story, you are all in one way, shape, or form inhabitants of that city. And we will begin tonight with Shelley's character. Shelley, you are playing
Vorena.
Arcadia. I thought you were just going to jump in with your name, but
I thought you were going to say it, so okay, sorry.
It's okay. Sorry, let's start over. And Shelley, you are playing
Vorena Arcadia.
That's right. Vorena, you've been trying for some time now to find people willing to go into the quarantined section of the city because you had perhaps a bit of a role to play in some of the things that happened, and I'll let you sort of deal with that later, but you've been trying to convince this woman named Uvala Sweetsong, who is one of the major players in the syndicate who controls Segovia, to help you, to fund or to help you get the people necessary to get into the northern part of the city, which is flooded currently and under quarantine. For your own reasons. So far, you've been rebuffed constantly. There's nothing there that Yuvala wants. There is nothing of interest to her. So you've been sort of rebuffed and you've kind of given up on her until this morning you woke up at the place where you're staying to find a message from Yuvala asking you to come and meet her at the Drowned Maiden, which is the inn where she conducts most of her business. So, sort of very curious about what this could be concerning, you decided to head down there. And as you approach the Drowned Maiden on the docks, the inn is infamous in Segovia as the lair of Yuvala Sweetsong, head of the Dawn Star Trading Company, and one of the most powerful members of the syndicate that now rules the city-state since it succeeded from the Imperium. It's an imposing building on the main pier of the city, and the warm tropical breeze coming in over the water carries with it the salty smell of the surf. Further down the pier, you see many a stevedore and sailor hurrying about, most carrying or hauling contraband. I mean, obviously perfectly legally obtained merchandise. Colorful birds perched everywhere, their songs raising a joyous cacophony that blends in seamlessly with all the sounds of hustle and bustle of the busy port. Inside, the inn is very large, with a wide, open main area. Yuvala herself sits at a desk near the front door, situated to see all who come and go in the establishment, which remains to this day her headquarters. While a few of the members of the syndicate have claimed the mansions of the late prefect and the exiled senators, Yuvala has remained here, close to the thriving pulse of her business. The place is not very crowded this early in the day, though a band nonetheless plays away in a corner. There's always live music at the Maiden. Seeing you, the graceful blue-skinned Eldrin waves to you to approach with one hand as she dismisses other business with the others. She kicks a chair away from her desk and it slides up to you, stopping when it taps your boot gently. "Sit," she says. "We have a heist to plan."
A heist? All these times I come, I ask you to help me, and now we've got a heist? Is this... Wait, is this how you're gonna get me in?
Well, let's just say that, in business, it's always cost versus reward. And every time you've come to me before, you're always bringing me a lot of cost with really not a lot of upside to it. Let's just say that I finally found my own upside to helping you do this. So, of course, we're going to have to negotiate a couple little pointers, but I'm sure we can come to some terms that you'll find agreeable, that I'll find more than agreeable, and maybe we can help each other. Are you going to sit, or are you going to just stand there all day perched like a scarecrow looking at me?
Verena will wipe her hands off, which are surprisingly, or not surprisingly, pruny and dirty. Just kind of wipe her hands off on her dirty clothes, look at the chair, sit in it.
And tell us a little bit what people would see here as Verena grabs a seat.
Yeah, Verena is, she's kind of older. She's like 50-ish, mid-50s, somewhere around there. She's got kind of dirty, really short, tight gray hair. Dirty, very dirty. Pruned fingers. She's got some leathers on. She has no weapons visible either, but there is like a kind of a very interesting looking wrench on her belt. It's got, you can kind of see some gears, and there's like a button up at the top. It's a kind of a standout item on her person. She's got kind of a weary look about her, but also attentive. Kind of a duality thing with her demeanor.
So as you sit down, Yuvala will say, "Don't tell me you've changed your mind about going in the quarantine zone."
Oh, no, I have not changed my mind. I'm just surprised because I've been here so many times asking. I just am interested to know what might have changed your mind. I'm in. I mean, it doesn't actually matter. I'm in, but why have you summoned me?
Well, I'm always, my door's always open. My ears are always open. I'm always carefully keeping an eye out on any business that might be of interest. And I met someone recently. Well, I'll introduce you in a moment, but met a young woman recently who, a young Eldrin of sorts, from the desert of North Karth, and she came to me with, at first I thought she was connected to you because she came to me with basically exactly the same requests you've been making of me. She wanted to get into the quarantine zone for mysterious reasons that she could not really expand upon, but of course there was much profit to be made if I only was willing to put my money and my men at her disposal for this. And at first I thought you had just maybe found a new tack, sending me somebody else, but then I realized that although you seem to share a taste in hairstyles, that she probably didn't really know anything about you. I questioned her a little bit obliquely, trying to suss out what her situation was, and turns out she's completely not related to you, but she wants pretty much the same thing to you, except that she was able to give me a good reason to want to go in there. So you could say that her sales pitch is going to benefit you, because while I want what she's proposing, I think there's a much better chance of the two of you succeeding if you're along for the ride, since, well, let's face some facts. You built a huge chunk of what's under that city. Before we move on, and I introduce you to her, I need to know if you're in or not, because from this point on, it's not going to be any backing out. You still want to get in there, it's not going to cost you anything. You get to do whatever you want. You get to go in there. All you have to do is help her get what she wants. And then you get what you want, and I'll be satisfied.
At the risk of sounding overeager, I said, yes, of course I will go. There will be no backing down. The only way I back down is if I die down there. I'm going.
Which, let's face it, is quite likely.
Optimism is really the better way to go, I think, here, don't you?
Pragmatism is always the way to go. Optimism costs money.
We shall agree to disagree on that.
She leans back over her shoulder. And she says, Nephra, come and have a chat with us.
You'll see just someone who looks somewhat similar to Verena come up. Very similar hairstyles, though I would say that Nephra's hair is more recently washed, just based on your description.
Sure.
Yeah, so she's wearing clothing that shows, I guess, the wear of some travel. She carries a bow and a quiver of arrows on her back. She's got some lavender-colored markings on her face, and she sort of saunters over to the table and plops down, kind of knowing where this conversation's going. Is this the other one?
Yes, this is Verena Arcadia, formerly chief engineer in the Imperium. Currently, what is it that you do currently, Verena?
You know, I'm looking around for ways to fix the town, get the water out. You know.
Verena's an eternal optimist. That's what
It'll
she
happen.
does.
I'll guarantee. These are words I rarely say often, but I will guarantee that I get this done.
Those are dangerous words in a city like Segovia. In any case, Vorena meet Nephra, Nephra meet Vorena. You two
Nice
have
to meet you.
similar goals.
Wonderful to meet you.
That's great. If we're... Oh, go ahead.
I'd shake your hand, but I'm a little dirty. I've been skulking around in the mud outside.
Do you do that often, or was this
Well,
a
it's-
one-time thing?
No, it's a thing that I do. I mean, I just had to check something on my way here. I know I just got up, but I just had to check one little thing. But I'm a little dirty, so pleased to meet you.
All right.
And I wave.
Well, I'm glad that I'll have at least one other person to join me. You said you were going to fix the flooding?
Yeah,
What's your
I
plan
got.
with that?
Well, there's some machinery that I got to get to, and I cannot get to it by myself. I mean, I've asked Ivola multiple times to help me out, and it's, I guess, only just now become profitable to her. So I think now I'm going to get the chance to go down there and take care of this. What Why do you want to go down there?
I've been looking for something for a while now, and last time I thought I was close, I was wrong. But this time, I'm fairly certain that what I'm looking for is in there, and this one's hard to convince. Let me tell you.
Oh,
I've
know.
asked before. I've been turned down before, but I'm not asking questions now. So
No, your stars have aligned. But I have a dozen more stars to align before the day's over. So how about this? How about she pulls out a piece of paper, slides it over to Verena. How about you sign this contract? We have already signed our contract. You sign this contract. I'll give you the information that you need, and then you can catch up with each other on the way to your next destination, because I have things to do. All I need is for you to go there and bring me back what's due me, and you do whatever you need to do. I will, as stipulated in the contract, bankroll the entire operation. Here's a letter of credit. I suggest when you're ready to... thanks so much for the advantages. Rolling in. Great. Yes, I guess you people have enemies and they're in the chat tonight. Here's a letter of credit. I suggest once you're done hiring your team that you go to a Eldrin named Veramo. You'll find him in the low quarter. He will get you equipped and sorted out, and he will take this letter of credit in exchange for whatever you need. Don't go overboard, but get what you need to get this job done. Next thing is, if you're going in there, you're going to need someone who knows what they're doing and can get you in there and can move around in there. My suggestion is that you hire a salvage company. They often get in there and recuperate, recycle, if you will, things that they find in there. But they know their way around. The best firm in all of Segovia is not going to work for you. However, there's a couple of other firms that you should check out. Check out the Knopfbrow Brothers or Red Varlick's Cartage and Salvage. Either, same thing. They'll get the same service. I will also pay for their services.
all right.
Addresses are right here on this piece of paper. Knopfbrow Brothers are just down here, 2 piers down. Varlick's Cartage and Salvage are a little bit further on the other pier on the other side of town, but you do what you want to do. Totally up to you. Convince them to help you. Get in that city, take what you need, come back and see me. Are we good?
More than
Great.
good.
All right. Just remember that technically it is illegal to go into the quarantine zone. So keep that in mind when planning to get in. Talk to whoever you hire at the salvage companies. They'll probably know a couple of ways to get in and out of there. And be mindful of the undead. I hear they're not as dangerous as they used to be, but be careful.
Good advice.
You know we will.
Mm-hmm. She motions to somebody else who's been waiting and motions you to with her other hand.
Jeez. You're in and you're out. All right.
I get up. I do not wipe the chair off. And I leave. Or walk away anyway.
She sends someone to burn it.
Verena, are you from this town? Are you familiar with either of these salvage companies?
I do believe I know a little bit about this town. I've been here a bit, we could say. I know a bit about the tunnels. I think our best bet is Nafrau, but I'm not really sure. You know?
It sounds like they're closest, so we might as well start there.
Yeah, let's just go there. I'm more than excited to get moving on this. So, the more time we spend dawdling, the less time we have to fix stuff and get your item. Which, by the way, I mean, what is it? What are you looking for? Maybe did I ever come across it? I don't know.
That is a great question. I'll tell you later. It's not anything of not knowing isn't going to harm you, at least now.
All right,
so
it's fair.
just-
I see you got a little bit of a secret, or you don't know me yet. You don't know me. I get it.
I mean, you seem fantastic. I love your hair.
No, I like yours
Great
quite
cut.
a bit too.
Thank you so much. It's a good cut. It's like cool where it needs to be, but warm in other places. It's fantastic.
No, and it's wet here. It dries fast. I mean, you figured that out too. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's humid, but it still dries. It's amazing. This hair. I don't know why
Best hair.
everybody doesn't have this hair. But anyway.
Yes.
Bonding has
Yes.
begun.
Anyway.
Yeah, I guess we can make our way over to Nafbrow.
So the city, as you cross it, is always buzzing with activity. It's it's a tropical climate. The city itself is very ancient, and I'm going to pop the map on here so we can take a look at it as you walk out towards Nafbra Brothers. The city is very ancient. One of the things about the city is that it's one of the oldest cities in the entire continent of Eld, and it's literally several cities that have been built on top of each other over time, over thousands of years. And there's this sort of weird, as you move through it, there's always like, you'll see a few new constructions, a new style of Imperium types of houses, but next to it there'll be this one house that's like the remains of this 700-800-year-old from a completely different culture temple or something like that. And so it's this very strange place to be in, where you kind of feel constantly like you're moving through time almost as you're stepping through it. And there's so much hustle and bustle. There's people moving, coming, going all the time. It is the busiest port in all of Eld. And even the fact that half the city now is gone has not diminished the amount of commercial traffic that goes through here. As you make your way down into an area that's kind of a bit more of an industrial type of area, you are down here. So if we look at Segovia, you were at the docks down on this side. We unfortunately can't sit on this map because I wanted to see the other city, but so you were on this side and you're kind of going through the city, and just over here in this area down at the bottom here is where Nafbra is, but over here at the north you can see the submerged city that's been abandoned and that's kind of blockaded and locked off from access. But we'll get back to that. Also, you approach a yard where it's a very industrial yard. There's a bunch of men and women working. They've got barrels and crates of stuff. They got the remains of ships that they've pulled in. The salvage companies, what they do is, in addition to raiding into the northern part of the city to grab stuff, they basically wait for a ship to crash. And as soon as the ship crashes outside of the city limits, whoever gets there first gets to claim it. And that's how they make their money. They go there, and if there's no one left alive, they get to claim whatever's there, and they haul it back in and they sell it and whatnot. So this yard that you're entering here is filled of all sorts of junk. Remains of ships, old oars, pieces of rock, crates that are completely destroyed and waterlogged, barrels of all sorts of stuff, barrels of rum, wines from everywhere. It's just this hodgepodge of goods from all the various shipwrecks that they've raided over the past week or so, and just scrap material and whatnot. So there's people sort of working all over the place, and as you approach into this area, you'll grab one of the workers around and ask for the Knopfbrow brothers. And the worker you talk to will tell you, yeah, there's Dulfer over there, pointing over here at this Highland Verg, who's wearing his sort of toga is made in this kilt color, and he's like, that's Stig up there. And when you look at Stig, you were expecting two brothers, and although Stig is a Dverger, he's obviously of the mountain variety, and so absolutely not a blood brother relation in any way, shape, or form to the other. But Stig is up there yelling orders at guys and just generally kind of directing traffic. And Dulfer is down there with a clipboard checking off some stuff from a bunch of barrels that they found.
Suppose we should go to the guy with the clipboard. That one looks real
Probably
busy.
makes sense. Yeah.
I don't know that I want to make them angry. You know, interrupting them when
No.
they're working. I mean, they're both probably working, but
As
Yeah,
you
let's go.
cross the plaza and head for one of these brothers, and we'll see which one you go to. Both Dara and Gerontis, you see these two women with very similar haircuts, although one is human and one appears to be some sort of Eldrin of a weird type you've maybe never encountered before, come sashing through the yard. Obviously looking like they're on some sort of
well,
business of import. We'll get to you guys in a moment. So, which brother do you go and chat with? Dulfer or Stig? Who are obviously not brothers.
I mean, sure they are. I think
spirit.
Dulfer was not the one barking orders.
Yeah, Dulfer was the one with the clipboard.
Okay, yeah, let's go to Dulfer.
Yeah.
I like
So
his
you cut
chops.
through the plaza and approach him, and he seems very invested in what he's writing on his clipboard.
I tapped the clipboard.
Ah, for fuck's sakes, it's only the fucking 15th time I fucking count this shite. Jesus fucking Christ. I gotta start all over now. Who the fuck are you?
Well,
Pleasure.
alright.
To meet you.
Well,
You
get
were
on with it then, lass.
We were looking to hire you or someone here to do some work. Got anybody?
What kind of work you got for us? You got a ship that's crashed somewhere you need to salvage, or what's going on? I mean, it's not like we're
Exactly.
a full service here. We're not going to fucking go to your home and clean the fucking place up and turn over the bed and do your, you got to be a bit more specific here.
Oh, that's probably good because I don't know that you'd do it to my specs. And no offense.
He looks you up and down and goes, "Yeah."
Eh,
So what do
I
you
mean,
got?
We're looking for some help to go on an expedition.
Right. Keep talking.
Pull out the
Eventually,
labor
you'll say
letter.
something that'll be of importance.
you'll get paid. How about that? Does that
Well, I
stand
fucking
out?
hope so. It's not like we're a fucking
I mean-
charity or anything. I got mouths to feed. And he
No,
kind of
you're
gestures at
not.
nothing.
Uh-huh. Hungry mouths.
I mean, the location is a bit dangerous, but that we're like to head to. You go like anywhere in Segovia?
Well, I
on
go anywhere where
expeditions?
the pay's right.
Well, Evola's gonna pay, and pay well.
Did you say Evola?
Yeah.
That's it. Get the fuck out of here. We're done talking.
What? Come on. Really?
I
I mean,
this is
she's just a
dangerous
contact.
business. And you hear a very soft voice behind you that goes, "Don't mind my brother. He's a little excitable. Maybe I could help you."
picked the wrong brother. Yeah, thank you.
They want to fucking go work for Avala. We're not gonna fucking do that again. You remember what happened last time? Well, it didn't turn out so bad. We did make a little bit of money out of it. That's fucking money is not fucking everything, you know. Well, depends who you're talking to. Ladies, I'm Stig.
Hi.
Pleased to meet you,
Pleasure.
Stig.
Who? Your names?
I'm Nephra.
Nefra.
That's right.
I'm Verena.
Vorian, I know of you. You used to work for the Imperium, did you not?
I did, yeah, a while ago. In another life, really.
Yeah. Well, what can we help you with?
So, as we were telling Dulfer,
That's right.
we got an expedition to a dangerous place.
Mm-hmm. We can do that.
Evola will be paying big
He
bucks.
puts up a hand and shuts his brother up. Okay, very well. And where is this place that we're going?
In the quarantine zone.
All right, that's it. Thank you very much for
No,
dropping
come
by.
on. Please. No one else is willing to help us.
Well, no one will.
It's just a job. I mean,
yeah.
come on.
It's dangerous in there, dude. We've been in
Yeah.
there a few times, and it's rarely ever worth the profit. It's a fucking shithole, is what he's saying. Fucking guys getting bitten by those fucking zombies running around, and they fucking turn to zombies, and you gotta fucking kill them. Then you gotta come back here, and you gotta explain to their family that you have to fucking kill a guy because he fucking got bit by a fucking zombie. It's not worth it. It's not. You're not gonna find anyone who's gonna want to help you go in there.
So you're just going to let us go all by ourselves?
If you're crazy enough to go. As this is going on, Gerontis, you working nearby, could not help but overhear what's been said here.
Typically pay attention to only what I'm working on, but I recognize Nephra. I can hear what's going on. I'll step away from the dowels that I'm making. And currently you see a 6 foot plus bald head, reddish beard, wearing a thin fabric shirt that's open at the chest and begrimed. Pretty grimy pants, calloused hands, muscular, strong. Bosses, I know Nephra. This is someone that is a good scavenger. I
Excellent.
volunteer, maybe, if
You volunteered for what, Gerontis? You want to go in there?
they need help. Yeah, if you can spare me. Just making dowels over here.
I just What do you want to go in there? Why the fuck do you want to go in there for?
I'm bored.
Don't you love living? I mean,
This isn't living, boss. I love my job here. I just want to represent the company more along the lines of what I do.
look at these fucking beautiful dolls you're making. Who the fuck is gonna make these dolls for us if you're not here?
I'll come back and make more.
I don't know.
Oh, he'll come back.
And you say you know this one.
Well, I do. Here's what I'm thinking. This is entirely up to you. I work for you. But
Right.
I've seen Nephra's work. Whatever is going on here, I think that we can probably elevate the profile of the company. I'm guessing there's something more here. And I'm bored. I'm sorry. I like making dowels a couple times a week. But I need to get my hands on something fresh, you know? You know what I can do.
Stick comes to you and is like, if you're so unhappy here, why didn't you tell us? We could have worked something out. We could have gotten you another job. I mean, there's barrels that need to be made, and
Boss,
you know, we need to make some spokes for these wheels, and
yeah, exactly.
you know,
I'm not
there's our
really-
whole new furniture arm that, you know, the furniture we're going to start making out of the shipwreck wood that we're getting. Like, we need someone to make the bars for the chairs. Like, we could have found you something that would speak to your soul, Gerontis.
This speaks to my soul, boss. I'm seeing an opportunity here. I'm seeing an opportunity for the salvage company. I'm thinking of the company.
Stig looks at his brother, and is like, if it's his fucking funeral, if he wants to go there and get fucking killed, I mean, you know, 10 other guys want to make dolls, and go, but we're not going to sink any of our fucking goods in this thing. You're going to have to just make do on your own.
I have one request then. I want Derek to go with me.
What, you want to take Derek with you? You know what? That's a fucking good idea. Get him out of my fucking hair. He's been driving me fucking crazy. Fucking, I don't know, like 12 years since I've seen that motherfucker. All of a sudden he's in here and he's like, every day after me about this and that and the other. And I'm like, I like family as much as the next guy, you know, but after a while you start getting, Dara, get your ass over here. What's Dara up to?
Dara is over near the forge fixing a set of chain link that had come undone and from part of the previous salvage, and he just kind of rolls his eyes as he listens to his cousin, sets down his hammer, sets down the hot link, and starts walking over. You can see in this particular instance, he's shirtless, just wearing his simple pants and pretty nice heavy boots, and his not his forging hammer, but a very, very beautiful looking weapon hammer is dangling from his hip as he makes his way over, grabs a towel to wipe off his arms and chest from the sweat, seemingly probably not used to the heat of this place, as he steps over with a bit of a smile and says, "What are you fucking going on for, cousin?"
I've got a special task for you.
Oh, really?
Yes, fucking really. And you're gonna fucking do it. Because you've been driving me fucking crazy and I need a break. So I'm gonna ask you to go and babysit these arseholes here for a few days. Can you do that?
Well, that depends. Are they more of an arsehole than you or less?
I would say 50-50.
I'm going to wager they're a mite bit less.
Well, you're probably not wrong.
Afternoon, ladies. Where is it that you're needing to saunter off to then?
Quarantine zone.
All right. Doesn't even bat an eye.
Me and you.
See, this is what we've been looking for the whole time. Come on.
Then what the
Well,
fuck did you come
fucking-
to my cousin for?
I'm not as fucking crazy as you.
You should never come to my cousin if you're looking for adventure.
Adventure's me fucking middle name, and
Really? I thought your middle name was Clipboard.
well, that too. But someone's got to fucking run this place. Someone's got to put a roof over everybody. Someone's got to put food on. Fuck yeah! He walks away with his clipboard and starts counting again.
Don't mind him. He was dropped on his head a few times as a lad.
You really have a way of getting under his skin. Is that a family trait, or?
Aye, it's a requirement. We practice it at family reunions and such.
Well, this must makes for some very, very interesting midwinter feasts.
Sometimes, yeah.
Tell you what, if you're gonna go in there, hey, Tertius, come over here. So the guy that's working on stacking some crates comes running over. Yeah, what you got, boss? Tertius here has been inside the quarantine zone. You're gonna go with these folks, give him a hand, otherwise, they're probably just gonna die horribly. So, you're gonna go with Dara and Gerontis. Help these two, similarly haired people here. You think you're up for that? It's like, I don't know, boss. Going back in there, you know what almost happened last time. I mean, I still wake up in the middle of the night, kind of dreaming about it. It's a little bit. I'll pay you double your usual fare. All right, I'm in. Well, Tertius is going to go with you. He's been in there before. You'll at least kind of know a little bit what you're going to need once you go in there, and can steer you straight a little bit. Any one of you run boats?
Until I came here, I don't think I've seen a fucking boat. So no.
I can build you one.
No, Tertius says we're probably going to need to do that anyways. Stig goes, all right, look, you don't owe us anything, but pay these guys their fee. All right? They're on your dime. Bring them back alive. That's all we ask.
Great.
And they'll know what you need. So feel free to use the shop over there. There's no one in there right now if you want to get together and talk a little bit about what you might need and what you need to get and whatnot. And good luck, I guess. Hey, be careful of the undead, eh? They're all over that place, crawling like flies all over that thing.
So we've heard.
For the warning.
All right. Y'all have blessed weapons and blessed water and all that. You're good to go? Awesome.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. Tertius, you're with them. I'm going to go make sure the count's right. Good luck. Stig walks away, goes back towards his brother. Tertius is like, where are we going?
Are you sure we need to? Are you serious? We need to build a boat?
Oh, yeah. It's the only way to move around in there. Okay, come on over. I'll show you.
Yeah.
So you'll go over into the little wood shop in the corner. There's like a long table there. He'll pull out a piece of paper and he'll start drawing, and he'll draw it quickly. He'll sketch out the area. It's like, so once you get in there, there's a couple different ways to get in. But if you want to get anywhere, you pretty much need a barge of some sort. So that means either bringing one in with you, building one on site, or trying to find one that isn't just completely rotten away by now. Chances of that, less than good. But, bringing one in or hauling some material with us, then building it there, that's feasible. Where do you want to go exactly? If you're trying to just get on the edges, maybe we can make do without a boat. But where is it that we're heading?
Verena, do you know where you need to go?
I've got a general idea, and I know it's not around the fringe.
Well, as
What
long as
is-
it's not the garrison.
Bleak, is that at least roughly where I need to go?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
Is that where I
Cool.
have to go to?
Yeah, it's exactly where you need to go.
Underneath the garrison.
So as long as it's
Oh.
not the garrison, then it should be perfectly fine.
Shit.
Just a quick hypothetical. Say it was the garrison.
Well, then we'd be proper fucked.
Great. Cool.
Is there no one in this fucking city that thinks that they can do anything?
I mean,
Oh,
I'm
I didn't know it was the
going.
garrison.
is that a big problem?
Not for
I
me.
mean, I know this whole situation is a problem, frankly, but
All the people that got stuck behind the walls when they built up the walls, because they built those walls up pretty quickly. I've seen walls go up quick, but when they fucking decided to quarantine that place, they start building walls, and those walls went up quick. People didn't get a lot of chance to get out of there. All the people that were in there stuck with the freaking undead eventually ended up going to the garrison, which was the only place that was out of the water because it's built on that hillock, right? And so they barricaded themselves in there and basically, I think, thought that the Imperium was going to come and get them, but no one ever did. And, you know, by all accounts, there's some sort of weird savage society going on in there now. They got a couple of warlords that run that place, and, you know, supplies are scarce, and it's just a bad place.
of course it is.
Now, the areas around, so where the Hydrus district is, and the trade plaza, that this is the undead land, like all this. It's where the undead are. And it's very nasty because the undead don't need to breathe, right? So there's not a lot of water. There's maybe like 3 to 4 feet of water most places. Just enough that you need a barge to get to. But those fuckers, they lie just under the water, and they'll take like a basket, and then they'll put it on their head, and then they'll just sit there. And they sit there for like weeks on end. And then you come by, and all you see is a basket floating in the water. Next thing you know, it's just bad business.
Tertius, you
Yeah.
think that there's maybe something we can start with in the yard? I haven't looked around, I haven't paid any attention to that, but if there's something we can start with in the yard, I could reinforce it underneath. We could put some stakes.
Well, so that's the question. So you're going to have to decide how you want to get in, because how we go in is kind of going to dictate what we can bring in with us.
You've been there. We
Yeah.
haven't.
So,
What's the best?
well, I don't know about the best. They all pretty much suck. So you got a couple options, right? First option you got is to cross by boat. So you already have your boat. You cross by boat. You entered by the wharf here.
Mhm.
Now, you got chain blocks, you got some coastal patrols you got to avoid. And rumor is that some of the pirates who have connections with the syndicate are using the wharfs there to hide cargo. So they probably won't like people coming around too much. So we got the chain blocks, we got the patrols, we got possibly some pirates hanging out on the wharf. So that's one way, coming in through the wharf here. But you go in, you got your boat. You're already in it. So you can do whatever you want with it here. We can, you know, put some metal plates bottom, whatever we need, and we just stroll in with it. Your other option, hope someone's taking notes. Your other option is to cross by boat, but scaling the cliff up here and coming in from the west or the northwest. Now, advantage of that is that we don't have to go through the zombie no man land, right? But you have to scale that, and it's not an easy thing. Plus, there are some guard patrols around the city. There are guards that, and Nephra, you've been up there. This is where you found your bow, for example. You know that there's guards there, and they're really not big on people going in or out of the city. Not a ton of them, but there's fairly constant patrols. Plus,
Sure.
there's the scaling, which I don't know about you guys, but scaling. Another option,
problem with that.
plus hauling the boat. Another option is to go across the bridge. It's the most direct route, but then you got to deal with the gates and the guards. You got a set of gates here and a set of gates there. Then, of course, you got to deal with the zombies. Finally, the most audacious and crazy, and it's never going to work plan I've only heard of one person doing, and he failed at the very end and died horribly, eaten by sharks, is to cross using the chain block that runs along Pearl Island here. There are no guards. You'd just have to deal with the wharf people, but you can avoid that because you're coming in there. There are no guards, but, you know, you gotta haul yourself and your gear across the chain block that runs all the way around here. Those are the only real viable options.
What's your advice on taking the bridge route? Like, I don't know.
I don't know.
How many guards are we talking about?
Oh, there's probably about 5 to 10 per tower. You won't have to clear all the towers, but then they can call some reinforcements. The problem with killing guards is that they don't like that.
No.
And so if we go through there and we got to kill some guards, then the other guards get involved, and then it creates kind of a thing. So,
I want to create a thing.
I mean, if we got a way to get through them without that, but then you got to get through, you know, the barricades also, and there are barricades here on this side, and then there are barricades on that side too.
So two of your options, they include us not having a boat once we get over there. Is that
Right.
where we're gonna look for?
Well, three options
parts.
really, because if you're going to scale the mountain, you know, bringing the boat with you, unless we
fair.
bring a dismantleable boat. I mean, I'm sure Gerontis and Dara, between the two of them, I mean, they built this bookshelf the other day. Let me tell you, this thing was flush and on the level like I've never seen before. Plus, on top of that, the books fit just flush. Like usually you buy one of those shelves and your books are like half a mile in or they're sticking out. These two guys, they built that thing, man, square, beautiful detailing.
I
Right.
appreciate what you're saying.
The shelves were, you know, just sort of dovetailed into the. Sorry.
I side-eyed Dara. Even the two of us, it's gonna take days to get a craft built big enough to take us over, and then we're subject to the open waters. We're subject to the pirates. I don't know, Dara. I don't know.
I got no fucking problem with any of those options, to be honest.
How much time do we have? Do we
I
have
got all
time
the
to
time in the world. I don't know about the rest of you.
It's the sisters here. I'm wondering.
One, we're not sisters.
Oh.
And two, neither
Not
of us.
yet.
I think, not yet. Right. And two,
Well, the bosses aren't brothers.
as soon as we can. But I'm not on a clock per se. But still, ASAP.
I'd like to get things done, but we have time to do this right. And any of those options sound like they have significant risk. For my money, I say going around might be smart. You could avoid the infected. I don't know. Living human uninfected guards, we can handle those. No problem. And as far as lugging a boat with us, I mean, you're all engineers, right? Like, I feel like that's kind of,
We're artisans.
well, sure.
Artisans with a capital A, they're good. I mean,
Artisans.
just the carvings in that bookshelf, like where the corners would meet, it was like these little gargoyle heads.
Look,
and-
I appreciate all the blowing up the smoke up my kilt, but just fucking stop, really. You're making a fucking fool of yourself.
I was just
I mean-
impressed, man. I'd never
I
seen a
get it,
bookshelf.
I get it. Right.
And I mean, you know,
you
sure,
should
there's only
come up to
one
the
book in it,
Highlands.
but
Just come up to the Highlands sometime and you'll see that that's pretty much just the way things are. It's
man,
nothing
the
that
islands. I've
special.
never left Segovia.
Well, you might want to, because this place fucking sucks.
Well, I don't disagree with you there. I'm just saying that, you know, some of us are, you know, rolling stones, and some of us are just, you know, stoned.
Right.
Yeah.
Gerontis, correct me if I'm wrong in my thinking here, but all we're really looking for with a boat or skiff or whatever it is that we need to navigate the waters. We're just looking for something that's watertight, that can keep from sinking, and that can buoy us enough to keep us afloat on top of it, right?
Plus
Basically,
the guards, right, that you're bringing.
It's the pirates.
How many
But-
guards are you bringing?
Let's focus on the first task at hand, which is we just are looking for something watertight. If it's something that you and I can make, right?
No problem.
Okay. What if? Because I've never made a fucking boat before. I live in the fucking mountains. We don't need boats in the mountains. But I tell you what I have made. Whiskey barrels. I've made shit tons of whiskey barrels before. So what if we made some whiskey barrels, cut them in half, and used them as a kind of pontoon under a set of planks? Is that basically what we're looking for as far as floating in the city?
That's probably as basic as we can make it.
How are we going to haul all the treasure back?
Extra barrels.
Look,
How many barrels are we talking here, girls? Like,
you
for the
guys are
treasure.
getting lost in the fucking weeds. I'm sitting here trying to come up with ideas, and
but
you're
I'm
just
asking them
fucking on
questions. They're the
minutia.
ones. This is their gig, and I'm just trying to understand how much treasure we're bringing back.
Nefra, is it bigger than a bread box or smaller than a bread box?
I sure as shit hope it's bigger than a bread box. Otherwise, I'm going to have some explaining to do. I think. I mean, I don't know. Having a few extra barrels would be nice. I mean, I guess that's something we can also figure out when we're there. If we can get over there. I mean, that's
We
half
could
the battle.
steal a bigger boat on the way back.
A lot of the boats out there are
Yeah.
rotten through. Like they've been sitting in that water with no one taking care of them for.
Just follow my lead here. A pirate ship.
All right, thinking big.
What do you think, Dara? Yeah, Nefra? I'd rather kill pirates than guards.
You want to steal a pirate ship?
Do I want to? Might we need to?
You know, well, the pirates here are kind of well connected, right?
So are the
Like,
guards.
They own and run the city.
What if we just evaluate, like Nefra said, what we need when we need it once we're over there, because there's going to be things there that we can use as well.
But what about the law of the 7 Ps, man?
God, I can only remember up to 3 of them.
Proper previous planning prevents piss poor performance. And we're not properly previously planning here. We're just gonna fucking have a piss poor performance. You want to go in there and just sort of look. You can't YOLO the
It's a
undead.
problem. Yeah.
All right, so as far as having what we need and getting in there as supplied as we can, it might make the most sense to take a boat right over and try our best through the wharf. That way, we have a vessel already. We'll know it's watertight. We can have whatever space we need to bring back potential, hopeful treasure, and we can, I guess, just do our best with the infected.
I'm still good with 3s, and I don't know if there's more than 3 to what I'm going to say. But I assume your employer has deep pockets, which means maybe they're already in with the pirates on some level. Do you have some sort of pass or something that could be used with the pirates? Then the
A
other
secret
thing I'm thinking,
handshake. Like a secret handshake.
is there such a thing?
I mean, yeah, they exist. I don't know if there's a pirate secret handshake.
Granny, you're being kind of quiet there. You want to contribute to this, or what's going on?
Guys are all so. I mean, you were talking to me, right, when you said Granny? Just to clarify.
Yeah.
All right. You guys are all very, very passionate about your cabinets, about your bookshelves. I think what we need is to just get get over there. I'm not so worried about getting back. We need to
Why?
get there,
You
and
don't
when
expect that we will?
I absolutely expect we will, but we don't know what's going to happen when we get over there, and we could plan, and we could plan, and we could plan. It could take forever. Maybe something will happen when we get over there, and our plan is gone to shit. I just want to get over there. I don't really want to deal with undead. I'm not a fan of scaling a cliff. It's a little high. It's not my favorite.
So
I think we just need to get over there.
You want to take a vote? You want to draw straws?
If you had to pick one of our options, what would you say?
No, I don't put that on me.
I'm
Do
just
not
you
put
know,
that on me. No, 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 no,
It's your
no.
hide too, Tertius.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
you're the
but
one that's been over there before.
and I
Yeah,
know.
your vote should probably count as maybe 2.
Look, I'm telling you, one of
Your
those 4.
experience.
Look, I've whittled it down to 4. I've whittled it down to 4 for you. You can't pressure me with this because I'm fragile. I'm fragile. If you push me too much,
okay, all right.
I'm gonna cry.
No. We don't need to do
And I
that.
don't like crying
We don't-
in public.
Don't do that, please.
My dad used to tell me, Tertius, Mac, you don't cry. Look at your brothers, Primo and
Nothing wrong with
Secundus,
crying.
and
It just
look at how
makes me
strong they
upset.
are. And sorry, did I go away in my head again?
If you
Yeah,
gotta
you
shed a
did.
fucking tear, man, you shed a fucking tear. It's not that big a deal.
No, man. Look, Primo and Secundus never cried. Even Quattro didn't cry. I'm the only one. And that's,
I bet you bottom dollar that those fuckers were crying on the inside and weren't man enough to show it on the outside.
It's true.
don't say that about
Yes.
Secundus, man.
Strength and vulnerability, my friend. Well, I guess I could defer my vote to Darren Gerontis because
Okay, the wharf.
I'm just trying to get there, and you're the ones that are making it happen. So
The wharf.
the wharf.
Or sounds fine to me.
If there's anyone that we can negotiate with, it's the pirates because they understand value. It's not the guards. It's not the cliffs. It's not the dead. There. I pushed past 3 and got to the 4th.
That plan
Brandon, what
is top shelf, like your shelf.
God.
Water
I'm going to
tight.
try to pivot as soon as possible away from that shelf talk again, and I will vote for the wharf too.
All right,
Sounds like we need a fucking boat.
let's do it. Let's get one. Make one.
Tertius?
Whatever.
Can you get your hands on a boat?
Right. All right, let me go do that. You guys go get the rest of the stuff, and I'll go secure a boat. How about that?
I like it. We don't have to build it. Okay.
Great. Yeah.
Treasure again, a bread box, a bit more than a bread box, just for the size of the boat.
For fuck's sake, just say it's enough to
More
fit
than
in a
a bread
whiskey
box.
barrel.
All right.
Yeah.
You and your fucking
Perfect.
whiskey barrel, like.
It's a standard measure of unit. Come on.
Not here. Here we
Well,
go
it
by
is
the
for me,
jug.
so why the fuck wouldn't I say it?
In the Highlands, maybe that's what you're doing, guzzling it by the. Here we drink like civilized people by the.
Oh,
jug.
no, you fucking don't. I've tasted that swill that you all call whiskey.
I didn't say the swill was good. I said we drink it like one jug at a time. I'm just saying.
I still think we need 2 or 3 whiskey barrels on the boat.
I'm fine with that, especially if they've got whiskey in them.
Well, go and buy some whiskey barrels. What do you mean tell you? All right,
I'll
let's
do that then.
let's
Is
meet
there
back at
anything
the
that you
wharf
need?
tonight. Yeah, and you pull out a piece of paper and he'll scribble some stuff. And he's like, "I'll take this. The last 3 are, just sort of. They're not necessary. They're just sort of like, little, if I and my druthers in the perfect world kind of thing. So don't worry too much about it. But the first 5 things would be very important things.
What are the
Sure.
last three things? I will look right away. Verena will go to the bottom of the list. 1, 2, 3. What are those?
Some flowers
I knew it. I knew it.
and a book of poetry and a flagon of nice magisterium wine.
I mean that there's going to be tears after all.
Well, you know.
Okay.
All right, so we'll
Sign
meet
of
back at the
poetry.
wharf like
Yeah.
tonight at nightfall.
Yeah.
And probably somebody who can drive it, who can drive the boat.
Or we're gonna need someone with some sea legs or some seamanship there. Okay. All right. Meet you back tonight. He takes off.
Whew.
I have to go to my residence and get my stuff. But I need a couple of things, I think, from the shopping trip.
Sure. I mean, we could pick things up for you, or we can go with you, and we've got some time.
Are they things we can get for you that we don't need? I mean, do you have specific knowledge probably about some of these items?
Yeah, they're common items, though.
Well,
If you're going right now, maybe you could pick them up. But if you're waiting, then I'll be back in a minute.
Well, we can wait for you.
Okay. All right, I'll be back before dark then. Before they close.
Good.
Rontus will tootle off.
All right. What's the rest of you gonna do?
Pardon me a minute, ladies. And he's just going to go over to the forge and collect his things. He's basically been living out of his rucksack for, weeks at this point. So he just grabs his shirt and armor and such and picks up his pack and comes back over.
Thank you for agreeing to this. I
Sure.
wish I had more explanation for everybody, but
But let me be honest with you, ladies. I'm more than happy to help you do whatever it is that you need doing. But I've been looking for an excuse to make it over there for weeks. And none of these fuckers around here have been able to make it happen. So the fact that you're even remotely close to making this happen has made me one happy lad.
that's great. What's your business over there?
Looking for something that apparently went missing about 1,000 years ago.
it's not in a garrison, is it? I mean, it sounds like that's where we're headed, but
Well, from what I understand about that place, it's either going to be in the garrison or high district, but it's probably going to be buried underneath. So I'm guessing it's going to be the garrison.
I think we're probably going to be going under the garrison. I think that's where my item is too.
Sounds like the righteous place to be.
Durantis eventually works his way back and says, all right, where are we going?
Shopping, I guess.
By the way,
Right,
he's
so-
got on this armor, this leather armor, and it's fitted also with this nice looking tool belt that he's got 2 hand axes in. One of the hand axes looks particularly quality. And then dangling around his neck, there's this little galvanized bent nail that looks just as fresh as the day it was minted, hanging on a leather cord. And yeah, totally decked out for
It's ready to go.
nonsense.
You got everything you need?
Almost.
Right.
So where do you go?
Well, we do have credit at
Good.
a place which the name I cannot recall.
Veramos
uh,
Trade Goods.
Yes. We were told that we can kind of get anything we want within reason, but there's not going to be anyone there who can tell us what within reason means. So I say we get everything, even those 3 random ass items
I'd say get it
bottom of the
all.
list. Yeah.
She has been putting us off, but it sounds like both of us, for quite a while. So
Yeah.
I think she There's a little interest to be paid on our needs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was
just get
that-
it all. I don't
that
know
your
where to
mom?
get that. My mom.
Yeah, is your mom?
Mom.
Who's she?
Oh, Evola.
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard of
Evola?
that.
What's her name? Evola.
Ivala.
Yeah, I've heard of
Evola.
that.
Sweetwater.
Thought you guys were talking about your mom. Being
Again.
sisters-in-law.
Not
Uh,
related.
yes, our mom.
Pa- We don't even look like each other.
Ivala would be very.
Kind of do.
Same hair. Why do you guys all think that girls, when they have the same hair, they look alike? And that's it.
Well,
No,
for
your
what it's
outfits are
worth, I
different.
was pretty certain that neither of you were related. But, I mean,
Thank you.
that's not saying
And-
much because most Dverg, they think they're related only because they're Dverg and have no fucking clue where their actual lineages come from.
Yeah, but your cousin says that Sig is his brother.
Well, you see, there's this thing that our people do where they bond to one another in ways that probably they shouldn't, and they use that as ways of, kind of getting one over on each other. So the fact that they call each other brothers actually only means much to everybody else and means all of shite to them.
Sounds unnatural.
It keeps us alive.
What happens in the
Hey.
Highlands stays in the Highlands. You make your way. We'll take a break shortly, but I want to get just a little bit to the next scene before we tootle off for a little break. You will make your way to the Low District, which is near the bridge, actually. So as you go up there, you can kind of get a glimpse, a little bit of the city to the north. You will find Veramo's Trade Goods is a giant warehouse style store in right smack in the middle of that area. You can check out our wonderful solution map here for the store itself. You will find your way in there. It's cavernous. There's tons and tons and tons of all sorts of goods. There's currently quite a number of people shopping. There's a table there in the middle where there's a couple of people just sort of hanging out and going over some paperwork together, things of that nature. But the shelves, which are nowhere near as nice as the ones that Gerontis and Dara make, they're kind of crooked and kind of are stacked super high, and when you look at them, there's less stuff at the bottom than at the top, so it looks very precarious, sort of all over the place. But there's no dust or anything. This place does business. You're seeing crates and barrels and bags of goods and all sorts of just coming and going constantly. There's this huge flow of business going on. And as you walk in, you'll see this Eldrin with a sheaf of paper and a pen. He'll look up from what he's writing and go, may I help you?
I sure hope so. We're here to get some supplies.
Well,
Before
you've
we
come
head
to the
out.
right place.
Great. I have a letter for you. Got some credit.
Show me.
You can take a look.
He takes it. And when he approaches you, he smells incredibly good, like all sorts of nice spices and flowers that just kind of waft sort of over you. Impeccably dressed, nice silk, his sort of leather apron thing that's cinched around his waist is like incredibly nice, fine quality leather. Little silver, everything is silver, all the buckles and all the buttons and everything. Just get 2 bags around his waist, just huge bags. Just imagine they're full of coin. This guy's got it made. Rings on his fingers. This guy's in business. He looks at, oh, Ivala, is it? Well, that's good. Her credit usually doesn't bounce. Very well then. My name is Veramo. I'm the proud owner of this fine establishment. How may I help you then? Do you perhaps have a list with you, or Would you just like to recite from memory what you need, or would you like to take one of our carry-alls? Like, we have little pre-made. Well, are you going? Are you going on a ship? Are you going camping? Is this something of a more intimate nature? We also have a section for intimate. I see by your look that it's not that at all. So let's stick to the gear here. Do you need camping gear? What can I help you with? What can Veramo help you with?
We can't tell you too much.
No, nobody can usually. That's fine. But
We
you
do have
can
a
tell me if you'll be
list.
on water or dry land or
Water,
all right?
definitely water.
So you'll be wanting
we-
whiskey barrels then.
Yes.
Yes.
That was my next question.
Oh, we have those. We have those made in the Highlands. We bring them here. We empty them out. Well, we don't toss the stuff because it's like gold. We sell it, but then we keep the barrels, and
Do
great
you,
flotation devices.
If we take the barrels,
Yes.
do you perhaps have just a short keg of stuff that we could actually drink?
No, we're
perhaps?
civilized here. We drink out of jugs. And
Okay.
he'll pull a
we
jug
can
off the
We
wall.
can take a jug.
There you go.
That works. We do have a short list from one of our companions. But I guess, I mean, do you all have specifics?
It's still in my head.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. He grabs another quill and another little roll of parchment from one of his pockets, and he'll put it in one of your hands. And he's like, "Why don't you sit over at the table there? Fill this out with whatever you need. One of my assistants will come by. We'll pick it up. We will get it, pack it up for you, and you'll be on your way."
That's great.
Very, very good. I have. You can have a seat there. Would any and all of you who wish to do so give me an awareness roll?
Yeah.
You betcha.
Just to see if you realize that he's on fire.
What?
Rolled a 2.
I rolled
That's
a
good.
4.
That's
so
good.
I also
Nice.
rolled a 2.
Get those good rolls out early.
Yeah.
Well, I rolled a 19.
You're still thinking.
It's a great roll.
Yeah.
Durantis,
I won
you've just noticed on one of the shelves, which are really crooked, by the way. You could do like a hell of a job here, and you're thinking maybe when you come back, you'll, come in and offer this guy because you could probably make a coin. But you see this set of wood chisels, the likes of which you've never seen. They have to come from the Whisperwood. The wood that's used for the handles, the oils that are staining it, the quality, the craftsmanship of the blades themselves. It's incredible.
I'm grabbing them.
Pick those up. While he's doing that, the rest of you notice that suddenly Veramo seems to be a little nervous, and he gives you the pen and the paper, and like he's like, "Very well, one of my assistants will be around. Just have a seat over there, and they'll take care of you. I have some business to take care of, but we'll get you sorted out. I have no fear." And he turns around and walks off.
Durantis comes up with the chisels, and I just, Dara, look.
They
Look
are
at the
something.
handles. Look at the handles. It's Whisperwood.
Oh, I wouldn't have fucking expected to find that here. That might be the nicest fucking thing I've seen in this entire city.
Yeah. I'm
I
grabbing
might
them.
want to ask the lasses if they can afford it as part of whatever the expenses are for this little adventure.
Durantis goes,
Listen, I don't personally care. It's not my money. I
Well,
just,
there you go.
you'll have to be the one who deals with her.
I'd say
It's
take
my-
it. It's essential for our trip. Just
yeah,
take it.
yeah, that. All right,
I mean,
cool.
you're gonna need them when we're over there, and we need to patch something up, right? I mean,
or
it'll be
break something.
really nicely done. That's all.
Yeah, that's right.
Fine chopping of wood.
Technically, that's used to sort of shave through and refine certain things, but yeah.
Well, it's gonna be necessary. That's what we're gonna say. That's our story.
I'll
Do
remember
you
that.
think do you think they have anything that might protect us at all from the infected? I mean, I know that's probably a silly thought, but anything? I don't know if you've all heard of ways to, prevent encounters, things like that.
Maybe I should get a sword.
Well, we got
Sure.
healing potions, but I don't think that works against
Do they not
Yeah.
have
What they have
herbs in
going
this
on.
fucking town?
I mean, I would hope so. Do you-
Well, I mean, if you're talking about infections and diseases and such, why wouldn't you start looking at herbs then?
I mean,
I would have
that's
expected
great.
they'd already done stuff research like that on how to prevent. It's
That's
gotta be
why
something
I
very specific.
figured
You-
we could ask. Now,
Hey,
is he the kind of person that we could sort of give a little bit more information on where we're going and
you're
that
talking
could help
about this
us?
shopkeep who's obviously hiding something right about now that's scared shitless.
Yeah, that guy. I mean, maybe we could use that to our advantage.
You might be able to. It depends on how good you are with your words.
Well, he
Not
might
very
be-
good.
He might be able to use our information to his advantage too if he's freaking out about something.
Mhm.
Well, what would your mom get mad about that?
The
I've
fuck is
heard
you
that.
and their mom?
I forgot.
It's fair.
Trying
You
to keep
got
it
some
all
really
straight.
nice little tools there. It'd blow my mind too if that was in your situation.
I appreciate
don't-
that.
I don't know if we should tell everyone that we're going to the QZ.
No.
Well, sugar, word's already out, so it's not going to be that much of a worry for you.
Who said that?
The
From
mom
behind
is
you.
literally standing like 5 feet behind you.
From
Fuck.
behind you. You turn around and notice this dwarven woman currently standing on the table behind you. This big hammer just sort of leaning on it. You see that all the other patrons have kind of dissipated, and there's a number of goon-looking guys standing behind her. And she says, now that I finally got your attention, perhaps we could have ourselves a little discussion. I hear you're looking for help getting into the quarantine zone, and, well, I'm here to say that Red Varlic himself sends his very best to help you, so, gentlemen, we won't be needing you any longer. We will be taking over this contract. Thank you
Subpar.
very much for your help. You
Hold
can
on.
Subpar.
Well,
Subpar quality.
I mean, we're the ones who have contracted them, so I guess we'll be the ones who
Well, you didn't
make
take
that
the time.
determination.
Sugar, you didn't take the time to work the market properly, and you got yourself some inferior help. I am here to tell
Uh-huh.
you that what you want is Red Varlic, salvage and cartage, backing
And
you
what
on
do
your
you-
trip into the quarantine zone.
What makes you more qualified than them?
The fact that I have this giant hammer and I'm just going to use it to bash their heads in.
Oh,
Anyone can have a hammer.
I love you, man. Oh,
I'm
my
not
lady.
a man, as you can clearly see, Sugar. My name's
And you're
Thora.
obviously not from the Highlands, but you're.
If I didn't know better, I'd say that was a threat.
It's not a threat. It's just.
What are you talking
I am
about?
just
She's fucking courting right now.
I am just enlightening these young women here into the finer points of proper negotiation of salvage.
Okay. Well, first of all, they're not sisters. So you can just stop right there.
Thanks,
Well,
Gerontis.
I
appreciate
am blown out of
that.
my boots by that information.
Well, that's what you get with
What's your name there, Lady of the Hammer?
My name is Thora McNamore.
Well, Thora, my name is Dara.
Pleasure to meet you, Dara. Now, fuck off. we have some business to conduct with these ladies.
I mean, normally I don't go right for that, but I mean, I'm more than happy to head to the back if you're interested enough.
Listen, Romeo, this is not that kind of dance. I mean, once we get our business concluded, you want to go a couple of rounds with me, I'm more than happy to take your pudgy but still acceptable frame for a little bit of a drive. But
Oh, well, good, because I think we're done here.
you two are.
Gerontis. You got to take things a little bit slower now. We're certainly not done with this wonderful specimen.
Oh, that's
What's it gonna be, ladies? You're the ones who are holding the purse here.
Yeah, I mean, we have help. I appreciate the offer.
I'm bringing you
sure
better
do-
help. Red Varlic sends you better help.
How are you better? What? We're not.
More
we know you've got the
experience, better
hammer.
equipped, and we have more men. You've got, well, what do you have there? You have this old human in some sort of second floor man harness. You have this not bad looking, but somewhat soft looking Highland Verg. I mean, that's your salvage unit. That's what you expect to be able to break into a place
Yeah.
like the quarantine zone with and come back out with
Yes.
whatever treasure you're seeking down there.
Dara
We
just
are-
kind of leans on the shelf next to him and says, I'm hard where it counts, lassie.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Listen, we've got what we need. Thank you so much for your offer. I can only hope that we are able to hire you for something else, or you can laugh at the fact that we died over there. I mean, it's entirely up to you.
lady, I do not want to have to break him because I would like to ride him later, but if you make me, I will. It's a simple decision for you to make here.
This doesn't have
Red
to be a
Varlic
thing.
wants this job, and Red Varlic is going
Yeah.
to have this job.
Sure, that's super. I mean, what if we bought you a round of drinks and we just called it a night? We
All
really
right,
don't
tell
need
you
to do
what.
this.
Boys, those two ain't going to be able to go anywhere or cross any sea or climb any mountain or break into any quarantine if they don't have any legs. So let's get to it.
Fuck's sake.
Don't hurt the
Oh.
girls too much. And on that note, we will take our break.
Dara just has a huge grin on his face, ear to ear. This is
He has
probably the
a
most fun conversation he's had since he entered this Forsaken city.
He's got a huge something.
all distracted from the job at hand.
That's right.
Oh.
You know, you bring in a little dwarven lady, and all the little dwarven men go crazy.
Yep.
Thanks so
help
much
it.
for hanging out with us, everybody. We're going to take a little 5-minute break here, and when we come back, we will proceed to hammer some people, then see who comes out alive and who gets the job. Thanks for hanging out with us. We super appreciate it. Thank you guys. You're amazing, and we'll see you in a couple of minutes. Thank you very much.
Cool.
Hey, Internet. We're back here. In the first part of our adventure, our players got the okay to form a little band to go into the northern part of the city, which is under quarantine, to break in and try to get some treasure. As it turns out, most of the people in the group have some reason or another, some personal reason or another for wanting to go there. So, maybe it's fate. Maybe it's Pantene Pro V, which Miko apparently is shilling for now.
Overrated. Pantsing is overrated.
But our friends here, in attempting to secure some gear, ran afoul a foul-tempered Highland Varg named Thora, who's got a big hammer and a bunch of goons, and who's very interested in Verena and Nefra hiring her salvage company to go into the city rather than these two losers that they're with.
She just needs to be shown the proper amount of love, that's all.
Yeah, and now Dara's just trying to seduce her, and this thing's about to go off the rails. So, let's
You did
see.
invite me to the game.
Let's see who seduces who. As we get ready to throw down. So in Dragonbane, initiative is determined through the use of cards. Do any of you have any heroic abilities that might affect the initiative that you wish to let me know about right now?
Yes, I would love to use my lightning fast ability, which means I can draw 2 cards instead of 1 and choose which I prefer.
Oh, look at you go. All right, well, I'll start with you and give you the full deck to play with.
Ooh.
You get to choose between, 2 and 3.
I'll go with 2.
Okay. Beth will be 2, 3 will go back in the deck. You have to spend willpower points to activate that lightning fast thing.
Yes, yeah, it was 2 willpower points.
Gerontis will be going at 5.
All right.
Vorena at 3. Dara at 8. And the bad guys at 10.
Okay.
All right, so this is the setup there. I just kind of put you sort of wherever. You said you were leaning on a shelf, so I put you leaning on a shelf. You had been kind of talking to her, so I put you there, and then I put the other 2 in the back. If you really want to change things, you can. In front of you, you have Thora, who appears to be armed with a big hammer. And a number of goons who appear to be armed with even bigger hammers.
Yeet.
So they're here to hammer you, is what the situation is here.
Nice.
So, let us begin then with Nefra. So, speaking of zones, I will declare that anywhere here is one zone. So you can go anywhere in here without paying movement costs. If you want to go into this side, then you have to change zones.
Okay. Sick.
Sick? Do it. Let's do it. Mortal Kombat.
Oh no.
Who had? I have like 2 advantages, I think.
Oh shit.
I don't know if you guys got one.
No, we started with 1, but we didn't get awarded one, I don't think.
Insomnia and Flan really like you, Christian, for some reason.
Well, who
Or
doesn't?
they don't like us.
Yeah. I think it's Shelley that. Shelley did them wrong in some back alley deal with
Dang it,
stolen
Shelley,
furniture.
again?
Stolen
Shelves
furniture.
and wrenches.
That's
Look
right.
out.
So, what would you like to do, Nefra?
Yeah, so I'm going to sort of slide over, and I want to take a shot with my bow at Big Mean Lady,
Mhm.
and then I'll sort of dip, kind of half covered there, but I'll make
What
my
did she ever
shot
do to you?
in range. She annoyed me, and that's
Oh.
enough. Yeah.
Right?
Um,
Century.
Okay, so D20 for the weapon attack. That is a 7.
7 will hit. Very good. Need something to write
Fantastic.
notes on.
Yeah. These guys. Okay, so this bow was actually sort of a new find. I typically carry a bow, but this was much nicer, and I picked it up, and it's beautiful and very effective. So I unleash an arrow, and it will do 8 points of damage, piercing damage against her. And I'm gonna then sort of dip behind that stack of stuff.
You fire the arrow, it hits her. Her armor seems to take a little bit of the damage. But
It's fine.
You do get a hit. You see a little bit of blood trickling down. At 3, Verena.
I would like to. I guess first of all is the big bad dwarven lady and the person that is down solo, not the group of 3, but the other one. Are those two within 2 meters of each other?
Let's find out. I mean, these guys or that one?
Let's see. I don't know how to indicate the one that's.
So look at the if you look at the toolbar on the right hand side of the screen, where you have the hand and the little lasso and stuff like that. So beneath the triangle, there's like a little tier thing. If you click on that, it'll give you a pointer.
Or you can click on Owlbear and hit Q on your keyboard.
There you go. So what are you asking me?
Oh, fine.
That guy.
This guy right here, and then the big guy, or the big lady on the table.
Yeah, so they're 10 feet apart.
Okay, 2 meters. That's too far. I will run up to the dwarven lady, and as I run, I will pull out my my wrench, my giant wrench, hit a button, and it's gonna turn into the sword.
Okay.
The gears will go, and I will swing at her.
Okay.
You get.
Heck yeah.
Now she is standing on the table. Which I don't believe it doesn't really give her anything. There's probably something somewhere, but we'll say it's fine for now. So go for it. Straight up.
9.
That hits.
That is... Okay, so she's gonna take. Jeez, this is a lot. 2d8 plus d4.
Oh yeah.
Plus 2.
Get her.
7, 8,
Get her.
9.
Get her.
Plus 2, 12.
All right. Well,
Nice.
our armor takes a little bit of it. Let me just double check something. So yeah, all right. And after that, is that your action?
That is everything I'm going to do.
Okay. After that, it'll be Gerontis.
All right. Help me out here to make sure I understand this.
Yep.
But I would like to dual wield as Gerontis drops the harness that has these chisels in it and draws 2 of them as it falls to the floor. And I charge up on the dwarf lady, and I'm going to jab them into her foot and try to skewer her to the tabletop.
All right. So you want to make a sort of call shot action?
Oh, yeah, if I can do that.
Well,
would
you
I...
can. I would say that you'll be at a Bane to try and hit.
Okay, so also with dual wield, it costs me 3 will, and the strength requirement of the weapon in my offhand increases by 3. What does that mean?
I don't think you have to worry about that with daggers.
Yeah, you're probably fine.
Okay.
Your strength's pretty high. It just means that the offhand weapon becomes a little bit more difficult to wield, but your strength's high enough that it's not going to make a difference for you.
Okay, and I think I have to actually hit. Let's see. You activate the ability on your turn in combat and can then perform an extra attack. Okay, so I can do it. So they're both at Banes. All right.
Go for it.
So I'll come in with the first one.
Okie dokie.
It's a 9 and, of course, a 9 and a 15.
Unfortunate miss. Do you want to push it?
Yeah, how do I push it?
You just re-roll, but then you have to take a condition.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead and push it. And so is it still a Bane roll?
Yeah, unfortunately, you have to re-roll it as it
Alright.
was.
Okay. That's a 3 and a 13.
Does the 13 hit?
My agility is...
What's your daggers skill?
Oh,
That's
okay.
what you're actually rolling off.
Yeah,
of.
you got knives,
It's
your
knives.
agility, and it's 12 is your base. So
Knives
13
is 12.
just a miss.
Dang. All right.
So what do you think? You're angry, maybe?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so you'll take the angry status, and that means that any skill roll that you make related to intelligence will be at a bane until you can cure your
My anger.
status.
I'm gonna
But
be
you still
mad
get to make
all
your
day.
offhand attack, so go
Okay,
hog
let me
wild
do-
with that.
Let me do that. 11 and 17.
Ugh.
Yeah, going with the banes is a hard business.
Yep. All right. So I managed to bury 2 chisels into the tabletop and messed my
Stunk.
heart completely.
And she's like, "Oh, sugar, now's not the time for some carpentry." As you're barloping the table. Next up will be Dara.
Yeah, so Dara, I think, just kind of sighs heavily and pulls out his pulls the hammer off of his hip. Bearing in mind that right now he doesn't his shield is technically there, so I think he would scoop up his shield at the very least. He doesn't have his armor on, because I never said that he actually put his armor back on. So I think he will just scoop up his shield, pull out his hammer, and kind of just saunter right over. And he's going to shatter the table underneath of her.
Nice. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So I'm assuming that I don't need to roll to hit the... I'm not using my hammer, by the way. I'm using the shatter spell to shatter the table.
You still have to roll, because you might roll 20 and then something horrible would happen.
I have to roll an elementalism?
Yeah.
Okay. That is a 4 under 15.
All right, so what does the spell do?
Let's see. This spell does 2d10 damage to an inanimate, non-magical item, and armor has 0 effect.
All right, so roll up your damage.
That is a 17.
70, I like it. All right, so you do your shatter spell. The table splits right in half. She falls down on the ground, rolls to the ground. The table just explodes into shards, sort of flying everywhere around you.
Stay down there, lass. It's not going to go well for you.
She's like, well, I knew we'd end up rolling around on the floor at some point. I just didn't think it would be this one-sided. And then, since it's their action at 10, she is going to use her hammer and the toppling ability of it to try and topple you and bring you to the ground. With a 9. So you don't have an action left to defend yourself. So she hooks your foot with her hammer and trips you over, and you fall ass over tea kettle on the ground right next to her. And at that point, this guy will move in there. This one's just going to stay there and try to stab you. This one will come around here. This one will come at you. Come at me, bro. All right, so the one attempting to attack Gerontis. Ooh, rolls a 1. Dragon.
All right. I'm going to spend 3 will points and dodge.
All right, so you're going to roll your evade.
Right. Evade. That's a 5.
Five on the evade. What's the difference between your
7.
7. His difference is, it's a skill. Skill is 12, and he rolled a 1. So unfortunately, your dodge misses. So you're going to take, you're going to take 12 damage plus 6 more damage minus your armor. So 18 damage minus your armor.
Which is 4, I think. That sound right?
Yep.
Ugh.
I'll check it out. Your armor is 4.
So I took 18, you said?
Yep. As he comes in with a scimitar, getting the super duper crit on you, surprising you, scoring a big hit there. Not killing you, but if you didn't have that extra 10 hit points, you'd be down.
Man.
All right. The one attacking, there's a couple attacking Lorena. So that's a 7, so a hit, and a 17 will be a miss. So, Verena, you are going to, are you doing anything to try and prevent it, or are you?
I will use my fast footwork to dodge it, but not consume my action for the round.
Go for it.
Okay.
So roll your evade.
Okay. 1.
Ooh.
Nice. So I will say
Nice.
that
Woo!
not only,
Matrix shit.
since you get a dragon, not only do you evade him successfully, but I will give you a counterattack immediately.
Oh,
For
nice.
free since you rolled a dragon.
Could I do something fancy with it too, or just a swing on him?
Whatever you want.
I would do double slash.
Go for
'cause
it.
He's within 2 meters of his buddy there.
That's right. Go for it.
Ooh, 6.
Nice.
That hits. So it looks like I roll. Damage is rolled separately.
Yep.
Okay. So here we go. Five, 6, 12 on that first guy, and then the second guy.
12, eh?
Yeah.
All right.
3. 15 on the other guy.
Ooh, nice. So their armor takes a little bit of it, so they're both still standing, but they're both quite wounded. The one on Dara, because you are prone, Dara gets a boon to try and hit you.
I did my
Anything
math
you do?
wrong. It's 13, not 15 on that guy.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Got out to forest for the advantage.
So Dara, that'll be a 2, so that's a hit. No, hold on, it's not 2. That's a 16 and a 13. I might actually miss you, man. Even with
Okay.
a boon. Yeah, my skill is 12, so I actually miss you. Even with the boon. As he comes to plant his sword down on you, and you manage to just sort of roll out of the way, and his scimitar goes into the ground. And then she will attempt to get up. Which she will do. She will get up and she will wink at you. And she will extend a hand towards you.
Okay.
I
I'll
held
take
you
it.
up. All right. She hauls you up, and as she hauls you up, she comes in with the hammer.
Yep.
But at least she's not rolling in with the damage. 5 hits with the hammer.
Hey, Christian, I accidentally deleted my token.
Okay, I'll put it back on. Anything you're doing to prevent or mitigate the damage, or are you out of options?
I'm out of options.
Okay.
Witnessing dwarven foreplay right here.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
that's
definitely.
exactly what's going on. So that's plus a d6. It's 11 points of damage
All right.
to you. Onk.
I catch it with the shield. Still hurts a bit, and he just smiles through the pain as he looks at her.
This. I'm glad you brought protection. Back to the top. Nephra.
Yeah. I hate what's going on down there. I'm gonna pop out and shoot again with my bow, but this time I'm going to spend 3 willpower points to do a twin shot. So I can shoot with 2 arrows. I do have to roll with a bane. So
You should read your
fingers
your
crossed.
gear carefully.
Yep. Cancel the bane. There we go. All right. I knew I liked this fancy new bow.
You
Okay.
do have to spend an extra willpower point to do that, though.
That's fine. Yeah, why not? I rolled an 8.
Nice.
Very good.
So
You putting
I will
both
take-
shots on one or one on two?
I think I'm going to spread the wealth a little bit.
The two
and
that
I'll
Vorena
go-
was fighting are pretty injured.
Yeah, great. I'll shoot both of them then.
Okay.
I think then I would need to come back like over this way so I can get to them. But
That's
for the first one, the one that's closest to me,
Mhm.
that is 6 + 1, 7 points of damage.
All right. And the other one?
And then for the other guy, that is 3 + 4, 7 points of damage.
All right. Well, the first one hanging on by a thread, but tell me how you kill the second one.
Oh, the second one, he's not looking at me, and I just sort of find that that little gap underneath his helmet and get him right in the neck,
Kunk.
skewered. I'm going to play it safe because everyone's getting their world rocked out there, and I'm going to hide again.
Dara certainly is trying. All right. And following that up with Vorena.
I will attempt to.
The two that you're fighting, one both just got arrows and one of them just dropped.
I'll attempt to finish off that one that's taken one swing from me. Nope. 18. I got excited. Missed. That
You
would be
swing and a miss. All right.
18 over 12.
Next up is Gerontis.
Yes.
So here's the thing that happened, Gerontis, earlier. These wood knives that you have, these wood chisels that you have, are obviously have some sort of incredible magical power in them because you hit that table and it shattered. It blew completely
Yeah.
apart.
I am
So-
so excited that it almost mitigates the anger that I feel right now. However, I got the snot knocked out of me, so I'm going to draw my uncle's axe.
No
Second
problem.
best.
His second best axe.
Yep. Do I have to declare the slash before I attack? The okay.
No, it's-
And I am
Declare the
going
slash?
to the feat, the ability I have.
Oh, you got
Double
a cool
slash.
thing.
I am going to slice with that axe, and I'm going to
Oh.
use one of my advantages.
So yeah, I'm going to say, sorry, I misunderstood what you're saying. If you're going to use the slash, you have to pay the willpower and use it before you roll.
Okay, I will use it. I will pay the willpower and use it. And I'm going to roll with advantage. I'm going to roll with boom.
Cool.
That's going to be a 4.
Nice.
And I will slash right through the guard, or the thug, and the dwarf lady.
Okay.
There's 2d6 plus Is that plus a d6 or plus 6?
It should be a plus a d6.
3d6.
Yeah.
All right. So on the thug is 8.
Nice.
And into the boss is 7.
Okay. The thug is quite wounded. The lady armor took a good chunk of that, but you did get ouch a little bit into her. Anything else?
Can I move back as a...
If you move, you have to do an evade roll to not get an attack of opportunity.
I shall do that.
So you're gonna have to make 2. Well, I'm gonna say she's not gonna attack you because she's focused on Dara. So make 1 evade roll.
Okay. That's a 2.
Nice. All right. You
Awesome.
managed to tiptoe out of the way and don't suffer an tactical opportunity. Dara at 8.
So can I tell? I mean, I can just use sense magic to know for certain. So I guess I'll just go ahead and do that, because that doesn't take an action for me. I will sense magic and see if her hammer is magical at all.
It is.
Okay. In that case, I am going to attack with Skyforger.
Okay.
Oh yes.
That would be a 1.
Ooh, good one.
Strong. So do you want to do like the max damage plus damage, or do you want to do regular damage and something else?
I think I would like to do regular damage and topple her.
Okay, no problem. Go for that.
Hot.
Hot.
Alright, so just double check here. Yep. Alright. That is going to be 14 points of damage.
Wow, nice.
And do I need to roll for the topple?
No,
right?
the toppling will happen automatically since it was the crit roll thing.
Okay,
so
cool.
I know that. So you hammer, and when she's not looking away, you kind of come back with the other side of the hammer and grab her behind the knee. And while she hits on her back again, she goes, "My, you are insistent."
Stay down, lassie. It's not going to go well for you.
She winks at you again. Anything else from Yumiko?
No, that's it.
All right. This guy's going to pursue Gerontis. This guy's going to not like getting arrowed, so he's going to come over here. You will roll an evade. And roll a 20.
Yeah.
So as he tries to evade you, he trips all over himself and falls on the ground, prone at your feet. So when you attack him again, you'll get a boon. He falls on the ground, and not only that, but his sword, his hammer, ting, 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 kind of goes skittering off about halfway between.
Which guy was that?
This guy. The guy north of Verena.
Got it.
All right, nice. He just trips all over himself and falls on the ground. After that, this guy will take a swing at Adara. With 14 will miss. She comes in his hammer and misses you. And she will... what will she do? She will roll away. Do you...
This is the dwarven lady?
Yeah, she's trying to roll away now. Do
As
you
she
want to take an
starts
attack, or-
starts to move, would you allow me to reach my hand down to help her up?
Absolutely. You reach down, she looks at it, and she goes, "Never on the first date, honey," and then rolls off. I'll do an evade roll, and then you can decide if you want to attack her or not. She misses her evade roll, so she's kind of roly-poly. She's trying to roll away. Do you want to take an attack of opportunity, or?
Can I? I already
Yeah,
took my
she
action.
Yeah, but she missed her evade roll.
All right, sure.
Go for it. She is on the ground, so you get a boon.
All right. That's a 1 and a 2.
Wow.
Woohoo!
Bye, Dwarven Lady. Again, I'm going to ask you, do you want to do the double damage, or do you want to the full damage plus damage, or do you want to do something else?
Can I don't want to hurt her. Can I disarm her instead?
Mm-hmm. I'll let you do that.
I will disarm her and like shove her back against the like pushing her in the direction she wanted to go and not trying to trip her, but like shoving her back
I got you.
into the
Bring
bookshelf behind her.
Okay. Not a problem. And you can see that she's looking at her hammer and she's like trying to make a decision.
And I just put a foot down on top of it.
Okay. No problem. And I think
Throwing her in that shelf might kill her anyway.
yeah,
The way they're built around here.
exactly. Everything topples down. Drontis, the one on you. 16 misses.
Oh,
As the hammer just whistles by your head, and you feel you watch your life go for your eyes. All right, back to you, Drontis. Then at 2. No, sorry, at Nephra at 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna just keep doing what I'm doing. I'm gonna just roll a straight up attack with my bow at the guy that is in combat with Gerontis.
All right.
So I'll I guess dip out a little bit so I get better advantage. It's a 5.
That's good.
Sick. So
Nice.
I'm gonna roll my d12 and my d4 for a total of 8 points of damage.
How would you like to kill him?
Oh. You know what? I would love it if while he was, in his little stance, if I could just get him right in the armpit and like through the chest cavity a little bit. Just
So,
something
He comes in
gruesome.
with his hammer on Gerontis, and you get him there.
Yeah.
He's like, and then he
Yep.
looks at Gerontis. That's not good. And then the hammer just pulls him back, and he topples back, dropping on the ground.
For my free action, I just want to yell to Mean Dwarf Lady, we don't have to kill any more of your guys. And then just leave it at that.
Okay. At 3, Morena.
Rolling with a boon because he's prone. Woo.
Yep.
And I'll shout out, maybe just one more. It's a 3 and a
Cute.
20. So, but that one doesn't count at all.
Yeah, exactly. You don't
Okay.
have to worry about the 20.
Whew, good. Okay. I will roll some damage.
You do an extra d6 because he's prone.
Really?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Don't be prone.
That's why I was really happy when that guy missed me.
14.
Whew.
All right. He gone. He had 1 hit point left. So how do you pin him to the ground?
Yeah, I jam him right into the ground. My sword sticks into the wooden floor, so I'll just hit the button. It'll turn into the wrench again. Pull it out, swing it around, and look around for another target.
All you hear from the guy on the ground is, "My mama always said I'd die in a warehouse."
Oh
Mama
no.
tried to raise me better.
All right, and then it'll be Gerontis at 5. I will say that the last two, the dwarven lady boss and the other guy, look like they're probably wanting to leave.
All
Just
right,
saying.
I'm running up on her with my axe, and I put my knee. Is she sitting on her butt or something? Is she on the ground?
Yeah, I'm gonna say that she's kind of getting up and so she's sort of
I'm gonna
one knee,
knock her back to the ground with my knee and hold my axe to her face. And I'm
Oh, not the face, sugar. It's my best feature.
those are my chisels, and you better back off right now.
Okay there,
Mm.
Chisel Boy. No worries. No worries. No worries. We're
I'll just
good.
keep her there. Yeah.
At 8, Dara.
This guy that's next to me, is his hammer magical?
Nope.
I reach out and shatter it.
His hammer, you don't even have to roll. Actually, no, roll just to see if you don't get a 20, because that would be funny, and I would love to deal with a 20.
Okay. Fair enough. No, I got a 9 under 15.
All right. He's like, the thing explodes and shards of stone just pepper him and pepper you, and one of them kind of hits you and then just rolls down, and then you're like, and then at 10, he's like,
I just like point at the door.
I left something in the, I'm just going to, and he just sort of, does that slow to quick kind of walk out of there, like he's needing to take a poop or something. And he skedaddles, and then you're left alone with Thora, who's like, all right, point taken, negotiations ended. It's all right. You want to hire these guys? That's cool. That's cool, sugar. It's your thing. I don't think we need to negotiate any longer. I think we're good.
No, I think they proved that they are exactly who we need on our side.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. No argument from me.
Lady, your negotiation skills are worse than ours.
True. We're just out of practice. Out of practice is what it is.
You've never seen me haggle over a nice mincemeat pie. And Dara just reaches down and picks up her hammer and like tests the weight of it and tests the quality. Says, wherever you got this, lassie, they did fine work. You just might want to learn to hold on to it a little bit better. And he walks over and extends it out to her, glancing at Gerontis and like tilting his head a bit to have him back off.
He looks at you suspiciously. And I'll reach out and grab it.
Just so mad.
Thanks. I don't know why you're mad. Those chisels are killer. Like, they blew up that table like I've never seen it blown up before.
I'm not mad about that.
Well, okay. So maybe you guys can have some sort of anger therapy thing, and I'll bid you good luck. And if you're get out of there alive, she looks at you, Dara. Look me up. We'll continue
some whiskey
toppling
ready.
each other over, and see who falls prone first.
Have some whiskey ready. And he just looks at her.
She looks around, spots a barrel, picks it up, puts it on her shoulder. Oh, that hurts. Slowly walks out. Good luck. And walks out.
I feel like I need a cigarette.
I need to sit down. I need my chisels, and then I need to sit down.
Are the negotiations over? Let's see, Veramo peeking his head out from around the...
Sorry about
thanks
your
for your
table
help.
there, man.
Sorry, it was the chisels.
That's quite all right. Those chisels are quite something remarkable from the Whisperwood directly. I'm not surprised that they are loaded with potent power. How about you keep them? A gift for the to make up for the unfortunate rudeness of some of the patrons of this establishment. I assure you that usually the people who frequent my place of business are very polite and very non-violent and non-life-threatening individuals. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Yes.
I think we were just getting started with our shopping, as it were.
Yeah.
We still got a bit to do.
All right.
Yeah.
Not a problem. Let's get you outfitted. And so you'll spend the next little bit of time going through the place and getting yourself outfitted. We'll work on the gear between games. Meanwhile, Gerontis, you're still very angry. And you know that's something that usually calms you down when you're kind of feeling a little bit out of sorts, is to reach out for that memento you wear around your neck. Do you want to do that perhaps while the others are doing some shopping? Or
Yes, excellent suggestion. That, and I want to retrieve one of those hammers that were dropped.
you can go and pick them up. They're heavy hammers, heavy war hammers. They're these are not magical or anything, but you're very welcome to grab them.
I'm just going to take that, and I'm just going to lean it, use it to lean it and hold on to my nail and just.
Now tell us a little bit about this nail.
So, it was early on in my apprenticeship. I was learning the carpentry skills, and the person that taught me was kind of a father figure. I had a dad, and that was all fine, but my dad didn't teach me the skills. It was a friend of my dad's that taught me the skills, and I didn't understand really that he had the ability that he had to make the things he made. I just thought he just was a carpenter, and it's just what he did. But in the process of teaching me, he never revealed outright that he had sort of an extra human power to do what he did, but it's just the stuff came together so well. And he showed me kind of a shortcut. In the process of showing me that shortcut, he kind of forged a regular nail, like in the yard when we were working on stuff, and it shone a light in my mind about insights into the crafting ability, the carpentry skill, which gave me a mundane but tremendous skill in what I do. And in forging that nail, he gave it to me as a gift. So just as a reminder that I had the ability as well. And I've always held on to it. And whenever I don't feel well, I just go there to that place and the things that I was taught by him. And it usually rights me pretty quickly.
Cool. Was there something else?
No, that's.
So as the rest are shopping, you're sitting on a barrel and holding on to your memento and thinking about all this, and you can feel the anger just sort of evaporate out of your body. And once by the time you look up, you finish shopping. There's bales of stuff and boxes and a couple of barrels and whatnot, and you find that your anger has sort of completely left you, and you feel a bit more centered, and you put that nail back inside your shirt. I'll give you an advantage also for that nice bit of narration that you did there.
Thank you.
Very nice.
So Varamo says, I shall have this ready here. Just send word whenever you're ready, and I'll have it shipped to wherever you need it. Is that okay?
Sounds fine. Sorry again about the table.
Oh,
please. When we make it back, this man here, and he kind of tilts a thumb towards Travantis. He's an excellent carpenter. Some might even say a master. And I'm sure he'd be happy to make you a fine table to replace it.
Could you possibly do something about my shelves?
Oh, yeah.
I've had some issues before with things falling on clients and the like. If you like, I'll come back and see me, and we'll work it out. And please tell Ivala that to make up for the trouble you've encountered in my shop, I've given her a deep discount, a kind of discount that is going to keep me up for several nights on the objects that you've bought here. And please take these wood chisels. They're yours, sir. There you go.
I'll be back to help you with your shelves.
I appreciate it very much. As you can see, they're quite in need of help. Thank you. And as soon as you can, send me word, and I will have these goods delivered to your boat. I guess you said you were going, so please. Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, it feels so good. I got my ass kicked over there.
Yeah, you're pretty banged up, huh?
I mean, good work.
I mean, you too, because you got him. You got him good.
Happy to, I guess.
It was a good. I mean, had a front row seat. The arrow went right in through his armpit, and he told me. He said, "That isn't good," and then he died.
Yeah, that was actually pretty cool. I mean,
2 arrows
just-
at once. Amazing.
honestly,
in
that was
rapid
really
succession.
lucky. Half of the time, I really mess it up. It doesn't hold the same, and but
I can imagine.
I felt bold. Does that happen a lot? Poaching business?
You guys know, Dara and especially Gerontis would know, like, it's pretty cutthroat. The business break, usually it's a race to see who gets to direct first, and then you have to so you have to beat.
No. You got to beat them off.
I mean, Dara tried.
Yeah, you have to beat
She's
off
gonna have to do
the
that
other
now.
team. You have to beat off the other team, and sometimes even 2 or 3 teams, depending on how many people show up. And so usually there's like half the crew fighting, and the other half just taking anything that's not nailed down, and most of what is nailed down. And so it's pretty cutthroat. So this is totally like, you're not surprised by this. You might be surprised that they knew, but you're not surprised that like they knew a bit quickly, considering they're like further in town and you never visit them. So they knew a little bit quickly, but you're not
They'll be
surprised that they
back.
showed up.
You know,
somebody will
the
be
thing
back.
that I don't understand about all of that business, the way they do things, is that they had no qualms about trying to beat the fuck out of you two ladies, and you were the ones that
Yeah.
are ostensibly going to be paying them.
I'd say that's not a good way to get business.
No.
Well, we
I
chose-
told her up front it was a waste of time. And yeah.
Well, some of us Dvarg need a little
Something.
extra effort
Mm.
to get convinced of certain things, we'll say.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Usually whiskey does that, but in that particular instance, I don't think she was quite interested in the whiskey.
Leffra did go and offer her a beverage. She decided to fight instead. Lost some of
There's
her
the
men.
Ends the fight.
Should have rather taken the beverage.
Well, certainly they would have.
Fun.
So, do you want to head down to the wharf then, the pier, and try to see if Tertius has been lucky in scoring a ship for you? So you'll head down to the pier. Night's falling slowly. It's getting basically towards dinner time or a little bit after. The place really livens up around that time. There's people everywhere. The inns are popping, music starting to play. People are out to eat, and the various sailors and people are basically done their work for the most part for the day. So there's people pretty much everywhere. As you walk down to the pier, you ask a couple of people if they saw Tertius go by, and they point you in the right direction. At some point, you see him standing on the pier, and he's like, and he comes running over, and he's like, "Found her, the Queen of the Sea. I found her. Excellent. What the hell happened to you guys?"
I probably got a hematoma that's like hanging off of the side of my head.
Oh, that's gonna hurt tomorrow. That's
Yeah, it hurts. It hurts right now.
Right. Well, you're gonna need some rest, buddy. What happened to you?
There's girlfriend.
Oh, the lady with the beard from last week down at the Copper Pot?
No, she didn't take too kindly to the whiskey that I was offering her. She had no
well,
taste.
It's very weird. Very strange you meet an Eldrin lady with a beard too, so I can imagine that. But anyways, yeah, so... Yeah.
Red Varlix wanted the job too.
Oh, you got jumped by Varlic and his crew. Okay, yeah. Makes total sense.
I mean, I
Yeah.
guess we were jumped. I don't know. It was in the store, of all places.
Guys are buttholes.
Well,
I mean, I like to think that it was a pleasant conversation, and till the end anyway.
I mean,
Sure.
we offered just about every alternative.
Yeah, but Red Varlic and his gang, they're kind of like old school a little bit. Like, you make a deal with them, you sign the contract, you shake a hand, you probably still have to fight them just for, they're just, they're like they're the bad side of the business.
I'd
that's
say.
why, yeah, bad side. That's why I like the Knopfbrod brothers. Like, everything's above board. They pay regularly most of the time, like they pay fairly some of the time. Like, you can't ask for more than that in this business. And the whiskey drinking never stops.
I don't remember any. I don't even remember any conversations. I just got hit upside the head out of the blue.
We tried. That's all you
Yeah.
need to know.
I don't remember.
You did so well out there.
You're gonna need a pork chop to put on that thing.
That sounds good.
Oh, but come and see her. I found her, the Queen of the Sea. Well, that's not really her name, but that's the name I'm giving her, because, man, she's a beaut.
Lay down and
All right. So I went to my cousin, Rodney, right? Because Rodney, he knows this guy who knows this guy whose girlfriend he used to date back in the day, who was the sister of my Uncle Charlie. Shit, I could have just gone to Charlie directly. Damn it. Anyways, I ran around the city like a fucking chicken out of head for like 3 hours for nothing. Anyways, I went to see my Uncle Charlie and they through the circuitous route. And turns out he was looking to unload this barge. And because we're family, looks at Dara, you know all about family. Because we're family,
Right.
gave her to me, great discount. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Queen of the Sea. You see nothing, there's nothing there.
Where is it?
Were you
What
looking
do you
at?
mean? It's right there. It's, oh shit, where'd it go? And he goes down and he's like,
look
"Oh,
over the edge of the dock.
Did the current take her? Yeah, she's kind of like halfway sunk in, hanging under the barge a little bit. Did she sail away again?
Look down,
Jesus.
you fucking idiot.
Oh, whew. I thought we had a problem. All right, give me a hand here. Maybe not you, Gerontis. You look like you're about to keel over, so just maybe sit on the yeah.
All right.
So you start pulling on this thing, and it kind of comes out of the water a little bit, and it's clear there's like a massive hole in the back, but it doesn't look like it would be too difficult to sort of fix it. But he pulls it up. It's just this big, sort of squarish barge with, you know, the front sub has got a couple poles in it. There's enough room for you guys and like a couple barrels in there. He's like, look at this beaut. Look at this beaut. Like, I mean,
It's
and
great.
the price was perfect. Like, we really got lucky. You think we can fix that?
Go get me a fucking whiskey barrel, I'll get it fixed.
All right, I'll be back. He runs off.
There's something not quite right about that fella.
That's
Got a boat.
yeah.
I mean, good enough, I guess.
Fix a hole. It's a good enough boat for what we need, I suppose.
Well, here's how I see it. If he forgot to ask Charlie, his Uncle Charlie, for a boat, then that means he can ask him for something else. Still, right?
I mean, Charlie's the one he got the boat from already.
Oh, I thought he said he should have asked Charlie for the boat.
No, he said he should have gone direct to Charlie. I got kind of lost in it too when he started to describe girlfriends and all of that. Pretty sure he eventually found his way to his second cousin and then realized that he needed to just see Charlie. And anyway, like I said, he's probably missing a few things upstairs.
I did it.
So you think you can fix this boat?
I mean,
In a
I can fix damn near anything made from wood.
Yeah, the two of you figure you can
Great.
fix this pretty easily without too much
Dara,
issue.
I have an idea though.
Aye.
I wanna make some sharpened dowels and drive them down waterway. So if anything's coming up, from the sides when we're in the water, that's got to get through the barrier.
You can give it a try, sure. What are you
I
going to
can-
fix them through?
Oh, I can do it. I'll fit them.
All right.
So
I'll fit them. They'll be watertight without sealant.
Sounds good to me.
it's gonna be some tight fit.
We could also use sealant. I'm just saying, if we
So,
really,
Here's the thing, a friction fit actually works way better than people realize. You got a good joint, you don't need proper sealant. You just got to get that right proper friction fit. And then chisels that he got, so that'll help to get that sorted up, sure.
fair.
This is what we do.
Is
I
what
don't
we
know
do.
much, but this is what we do.
So which of you two lasses can drive this boat? Because that sure as hell ain't to me.
So I can drive a boat. You got Didn't I say that already? I can drive the boat.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, there we go then.
Perfect.
Tertius will return with a barrel of whiskey and the various things that you need.
Please tell me that it has whiskey in it.
It does.
Yes.
It does. Decent whiskey too. And you will then spend the rest of the night getting your stuff ready, probably getting your drink on. And as you finish working on the boat and you just needed, the pitch and everything else to dry, and you've sent a message to Veramo basically to tomorrow morning, first thing early, I guess, or do you want to go in at night? I don't know. What do you feel like?
Dara has no experience with any of that, so he has no problems going at night, not knowing if there's actually any problems with doing such a thing.
I mean, I guess it would come down to what you think, Verena, if you're the one that's actually going to be navigating.
Is there,
Would it be easier during
is there a
daylight?
moon? Do we have a full moon tonight, or a moon of any sort? I would
I don't know.
imagine
We'll let the dice decide.
that Shelley is
Hmm.
not.
It
a
is halfway
sailor.
through the month.
So maybe a waxing gibbous.
Yeah.
Okay. I can pilot by the moon. I mean, we can go tonight. I mean, we will
Well-
probably end up over there in the dark, though. Is that
Well,
what we
yeah.
want?
Gerontis looks like shit, no offense.
Ugh.
Well, that's, yeah.
I
The Drontis
apologize.
needs a shift of sleep, like a good 6 hours.
Yeah, let's go tomorrow morning. Right?
Sounds good
Yeah.
to me.
So
And I
you'll-
apologize for how I look.
I mean, it's really not that bad.
Oh, good.
Bit of improvement, actually.
It is getting smaller already.
I don't think Dara meant what he said. I think he's joking.
I don't want to get
You
in between
might
whatever
think
you
that.
guys.
So you will eventually finish fixing the boat. You'll go up the hill to where the bridge is, and you'll find a nice spot where you can sit up, drink your whiskey, and then look at the bridge and the city on the other side, and just sort of take it in, knowing that in the morning you're going to head there. And as you take a look over yonder, a hopeful outlook would be that the city you gaze upon now is emerging from the watery depths. But the truth, if you admit it to yourself, is that it looks nothing so much as a bloated, long dead corpse, half submerged where it drowned, with nary a sign of life left within. And this again is a half-truth, for you know there is life of a sort, but it is unnatural life, the lives of those infected by the plague from 10 years ago, who survived every attempt to flush them out and drown them. You cannot see them now, but you know they lie in wait, patient and immobile, carrion of the strangest and most fearsome kind, hiding in half-submerged kitchen, rotten drawing rooms, and moldy children's bedrooms. They wait in the watery grave of this city, amidst its bones and the refuse that floats on the fetid waters still. A watery grave that, should luck be found wanting, could very well be your own. And with that, we will pick up next week as you boat your way, having finally discovered that one of you can drive a boat, boat your way into the northern quarantine zone of the city and towards the vault. Da, da,
Ooh.
da. Thank you so much.
Nice.
Thank you so much. You guys were all amazing. Great characters. I look forward to seeing some of the little tidbits come out and more interaction between the lot of you. We will handle all the equipment, all that in between games. I missed a couple of raids, so if you're still in the chat, thank you, raiders. I would like to give my crew here a chance to tell you a little bit about themselves, what they got going on, what's happening with them. And we will start with Beth, as the archer who never misses, except when she misses.
Yet. Yep. Hi. This was really fun. The characters are just a hoot, so this is great. I'm Beth. You can find me on social media at Beth Masco. I've got some fun stuff coming up. We'll get some more info out on the socials with that. But yeah, I'm excited to see what shenanigans we all find ourselves in.
Many shenanigans. Thank you so much, Beth, for playing with us again. Always a great time.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here. Miko, we missed you earlier, buddy, but you're here and you are, the terror of the Dwarven ladies, as always.
I am here, and I'm a terror of many things. But in this particular instance, I am just a terror to Christian, and I like it that way.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. I am Miko, otherwise known as the OKSGM. You can find me on all the socials, most of the socials, at the_OKS_GM. There are links in the chat if you want to check out some of the cool things that I do. I create things for games, I run games, I play games, I produce games, all kinds of things. You can find me most of the time now over on the Wanderer's Haven Twitch channel. However, you can just check me out on the socials if you want to see all the cool things that I'm up to.
Cool. Thanks so much. Glad you could come back with us. I know you were washing your hair, and that's always an undertaking, but we're glad.
I was washing my toddler's hair. Thank you very much.
Hair's fantastic. Don't worry about it. And Shelster, who is here with us tonight, also the Shelly, who's got a wrench. So.
Yep, got a wrench. I am super jazzed to be here for this series. Got my map ready to be plasticized
Yes.
for next week.
Extra advantage for you for that.
Yeah,
Hell
sweet
yeah.
for real. Okay. I'm Shelly. You can find me at Real Flea Monkey on Twitter and Flea Monkey on the chats. I will be back here next Thursday. I will be Guild Superior, but Greyhawk style on Tuesdays, and then Tithalanos Homebrew Pathfinder Extravaganza on Wednesdays.
Busy. Thank you so much, Shelly, for making time out of your busy schedule to be here with us, and glad your mic was working.
Yes, me too.
Finally, the man needs no introduction. Well, I'll give him one anyways. Dungeon Mr. Ty. What's
Hello.
up? First time hanging out and playing with us here. Not on Guild Superior, but in the Shadesong universe. So tell us a little bit what's going on.
Yeah, really glad to be here. I'm getting up to speed with the system and starting to find my sea legs in it, just in time to get on the water.
How deadly it is.
Yeah, I found that out already. You might know me from this channel where I have run New of Arden, because that's where I'm from. Adventure Sling Productions is my company, and New of Arden was the manifested spark from my mind that then has grown into a thing that is going to crowdfunding at the end of May. So that's coming up not too far away. Also at the end of May, we are going to be at KublaCon in Burlingame, California, which is essentially San Francisco. If you happen to be a con goer in the Bay Area, we will also be going to RageCon in Reno at the end of June, start of July. So a couple of conventions coming up, as we're also doing that thing that we do with crowdfunding for New of Arden to finally come to life about 2 years into its little existence. I also have had the pleasure of running Morkborg here on Guild Superior. Currently, I am a player in New of Arden at Rainbows and Razor Blades on Mondays for the next month. So that's my first experience on the other side of the screen for my own game.
Must be a thing.
You can find everything that we're doing at adventuresling.com, including our podcast, our schedule of events, the beta rules for playtesting at New of Arden, and all that other kind of stuff. So at Dungeon Mr. Ty on the socials. Otherwise, thank you for having me here and getting me at your table, Christian. I appreciate this opportunity, and I'm excited to be here.
No problem. I'm happy that you're here. Thank you for accepting, and look forward to diving into some more of this with you. I am the Bleakseason on all the socials and bleakseason.com, my website. We have a bunch of stuff coming on. I'm actually not 100% sure. I don't think we have Monday the Eldritch game yet. The second part of the Cthulhu we were doing. I think it's going to be a little bit later. We do have on Tuesday, of course, as was mentioned, DM Dave's Greyhawk campaign, a continuing Greyhawk campaign, which Shelly and myself have the good luck of playing in. So we'll be doing that on Tuesday right here. On Wednesday, I start a new Vaesen 3-parter, Vaesen Jera, which will be a lot of fun. I got some great friends of ours from Live from the Apocalypse coming and playing with us. And one of the characters is the one from one of the characters from Vaesen Isa, the last one I did. So there's some continuity there. So we're going to be doing that. And next Thursday, we'll be right back here with part 2 of the Vault Final Shadesong story for season 2. I would like to thank everyone who hung out and chat with us, all the raiders that I missed. I know I saw Games Tavern and Hooli, I do believe, who raided us, so thank you very much for that. Thank you for all the advantages we got. Insomnia and somebody else donated some advantage at the beginning of the game. I'm sorry, I forget your name, but
And Blackmore Flan.
Yeah, thank you very much. We appreciate you, Cassie. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you, Jim Dave, for hanging out with us also in chat, keeping us entertained. We are going to raid a good friend of ours, Darling Creepshow. As always, once we pop into her channel, give her some good old-fashioned Guild Superior love, not the kind of love that Dara wanted to give to Thora tonight. That's a little violent. Well, you know, Darling Creepshow, she's a little bit,
Creep my
edgy. Yeah, she might be okay with that. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We will raid Darling Creepshow. Thanks to Andy, my producer, and everybody else.
Thank you, Andy.
Woohoo.
We will see you next week. Be good and see you then. Ciao.
Bye.
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 More.